Yo, what's good, y'all? Hey, yo, shout out to Jake Palumbo on the beat. Jake it till you fake it. Carvo, what's good? We got the Divine Sons in the building tonight. Shout out to the homie Q the Question. SKE Records, of course. What up? I see y'all tuning in, checking the chat room. What up, man? Shout out to Jake Palumbo on the beat, man. What up, y'all? How y'all feeling, man?
Hiya!
What? Now this is what you want. Let's start the show like this. How about this? You don't want to start. Okay. Fuck you.
Well, damn, start. Do something.
It's not. I don't know what's going on. Oh, there you go. All right, got you. There we go. Shout out to Divine Sons in the building, man. What up?
What's going on?
Come in.
Peace.
We got Dan Johns and we got Anon the Griot. Is it the Griot?
It's the it's the Griot.
Griot.
That's what's up.
The Griot. Yes. All right, got you.
The reason we laughed is it was one of our homies always would tell him that he wants to say Griot. He don't care that he knows it's Griot, but he wants to say Griot anyway.
I feel you, man. That's dope, man. Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody tuning in, man. Again, shout out to the homie Q the Question, SKE Records, for plugging us with y'all.
Yes, sir.
I'm looking forward to hearing the project. Now, we don't normally listen to the music ahead of time. So, I'm looking forward to say I looked at some of y'all Instagram stuff and I peeped it. So I'm looking forward to hearing the project, man.
Sure.
Yeah. So let the people know who y'all are, man. One of y'all take the stand and start it off with where the crew is from. Break down how y'all came together real quick. Give them a background story real quick.
Coming to you from. Go ahead. I'm waiting. Is it you or is it me? I didn't know what hand signals I was getting.
It's you. I'm giving you the green light.
Coming from the hollowed red clay hills of Atlanta, Georgia, more specifically Morehouse College, I introduce to you Divine Sons, a collective of 7 MCs who believe in steel sharpening steel, the power of hip hop, the power of words, and just making that music for you to grow and to live with. I am one half of 8 a.m. Anon the Griot.
Yes, sir. Yours truly, Dan Johns, hailing from South Carolina, Florence, South Carolina, to be specific. Also, Morehouse brother. So Divine Sons, like he said, is a collective of 7 MCs. You got Dan Johns, Anon the Griot, Plex Long, the Hunch Punch Champ, Diligent, Phoenix Outer, Trice B, Phantom Magnetic.
And Magnetic.
Yeah, you gotta put that magnetic on
that
there.
brother's magnetic.
Yeah, please. That's what's
please say the magnetic.
So we all kind of met during our college careers, and life took us all in different directions, but everything always comes full circle, and we kind of reconnected. And even though we're scattered all around the country with a huge representation in Atlanta, we decided it was time to do some more some grown man rap, if you will.
Dope. That's dope. Yeah. Man, I'm looking forward to listening to the project, man. Like I said, I checked out y'all Instagram and I was excited to see that, y'all doing some real music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doing some real music.
How long did it take you to from concept to completion, to complete this body of work?
Not long. So when the pandemic hit, when COVID first started, we'll say like early March, late February, around that
early
time.
March, yeah.
We were already, we talk every day. We talk every day because we're brothers first and foremost. And I was I don't remember which one of us sparked the idea, but we wanted to do a record, you know, a hard boom bap record, but we wanted to do it under COVID circumstances. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of crafted up a beat and I sent it out to everyone. And I was like, yo, I need, you know, this is what I need from y'all. And you send me the stems and we'll do it. So the first record came out pretty much exactly how we wanted it to. And it's actually the last record on the project, Absolutely No One. And it was thorough. And it was kind of one of those deals where, you know, how sometimes a song could just spark everything. And once we finished that song, the beats kept coming. And with COVID, you know, for me personally, I've been working from home since March, you know, because of, you know, schools being closed and everything. And my son having to do virtual learning. So it was like whenever I would finish working from home, I would just turn on the equipment and start making beats, you know what I mean? And make the beats, send them out. And man, we really, I would say if we started in March, the project was probably done in a couple months, man. Maybe June, you think, or not? So something like that.
Something like that. If we're talking about finishing details, lingering verses, and and then deciding on track order, if we're gonna keep this song, if we're gonna move this song.
Yeah.
But it was pretty instantaneous, and kind of like Dan, I've been in the studio since the shutdown, teaching from a distance, and likewise, once the day was done, I put in the grades for the day. I reach right over, I turn on this computer, the music is ready to go, and the beats just kept coming, and I found myself in a pocket where the rhymes were just almost writing themselves. The delivery was writing itself. So I think we were already knee deep into the project before we realized we were knee deep into the project. Because at the same time, we were working on kind of like peripheral projects. I'm working on a solo project. Plex Long had just dropped a project. Diligent and I's 8 a.m. had dropped a project. The Hunch Punch Champ was working on Champion theme music. So it was just a whole lot of time in the dojo, a whole lot of time in the book. So we were in like sparring shape. And you know, special shout out to Plex Long, who is sort of like the boogeyman of the squad, because the beat goes out. We're like, yeah, I like this. And 15 minutes, an hour later, Plex is like, all right, y'all got mail. Check the verse. And so I'm running behind him like, listen, I'm not getting left off on songs. If Plex dropped the verse, here go the pen. I'm dropping the verse. Let's go.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. Yeah,
I love it.
Prime was the same way. Prime started out the same way with Rhyme Fest. Whoops. With goddamn 5'9" and Primo. Started on one song, and next thing you know, it's like, you know what? This is kind of dope. We should do it again. Yeah. All right, cool. You know what? It's kind of dope. Again. And the next thing you know, they were like, yo, we got all this music.
Crazy, yo, crazy. I'm glad that y'all will still be able to stay inspired through the pandemic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's dope. I mean, it's like therapy, to be honest with you. You know, it's like therapy, man. You know, I know that me and Carvo, if y'all, you know, y'all don't know the background to ours, the show we started during the pandemic, you know, everybody was locked in the house, nothing to do. So we just went live on Instagram one night and just started listening to independent artist music. And they just started tuning in live and sending their shit like to us while we're live. Like, and we just started reviewing it, and then we turned it into a show. And it was like therapy for us, man, to get our minds off of what was going on outside and you know, all the chaos, you know what I mean?
Right.
And people was coming to the chat room, and just it was like therapy for them. So it just ended up being like a whole family affair where everybody comes and just has a good time, man. It's crazy.
You know, I think it's finding a way to make the best out of an unfortunate situation. What sitting down has caused people to do is not be so moved by, I'm in the club, I'm riding around, I'm doing this, right? Like you're literally sitting at home being reflective. You're not thinking about the club. In fact, you're trying not to think about the club, right? So it's perfect. It's perfect time for MCs with real bars that are gonna take a moment to rewind. And then, you know, a few minutes later, you're like, oh, he said that. The audience is in a place right now where they can benefit from it. So it's again, it's taking those
And
lemons
consciousness
making
and
lemonade.
consciousness is in the airwaves right now with the
Right.
whole BML movement and all the all the highlights to what's been going on in the communities with police brutality and all that. So it's been a lot of things going on where people are paying attention to this stuff, and you are correct, man. A lot of artists that are putting out this type of music are getting more attention right now,
Right.
than the other type of dance music.
Right.
Yeah, dope. Man, and even just beyond music, you kind of get with you kind of you get more in touch with yourself as far as like your philosophies and things you want to do. Like even besides music, I've been spending a lot of time with a lot of crafts and projects and stuff just to keep my mind moving.
Word up.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a lot of home projects done.
Right.
Just during this whole quarantine. You know what I mean?
Right.
Making my backyard, fixing my backyard and all that.
My man, yeah, man after my own heart.
Look, I got rudimentary art behind me. I'm burgeoning play around art. It's just a variety of ways to just keep that energy going, occupy those hands, keep them from being idle, and slightly focus on the blessing of being alive, being able to create, having the wherewithal to create in spite of this, So
Hayes the Kid, what up? I see y'all tuning in. What up, yo? And my bad, I stand corrected. It's BLM. I think I said BML. I was talking fast. So Black Lives Matter, excuse me. I'm sorry, I was talking fast. Shout out to the whole movement. You know what I mean?
Say word.
Yeah, sure. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Shout out to my peoples in Canada. I see y'all. Hayes the Kid, what's up? Brick City was good. Daniel Johnson, what's up, man?
That's me.
Y'all tuning in. Oh, that's you?
That's you.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, that is you. Daniel Johnson.
Well, thank you again.
Tyrone, what's up, man? How you, bro? All right.
Oh, he said he want to see the artwork.
Want to see the artwork? Okay.
Well,
I got you. Hold up.
Okay.
I got you.
All right.
I got you. We're gonna do that right now. I'll share the artwork with y'all. Then let's. Why don't you one of y'all tell me something about the first track while I'm pulling up the artwork?
First track is called "Invisible People," and it was really one of those records, man, where we kind of just had a feeding frenzy, and there's a subtle theme to it about invisible people, spirits, God, the black man, a lot of like all of that's underneath in there. But when you hear it, it's kind of just a good representation of the sons. A lot of our projects, a lot of our records, because there's so many of us, like I said, it's a feeding frenzy, like a first come, first serve. But there's normally like a core ingredient that you'll pick up on. You'll kind of see some of the familiar faces and names, but Invisible People is kind of like a good representation of the project.
Cool. So hold on, give me 1 second. Let me share this.
Yeah.
Quick with
y'all.
Shout
out to my man Charlie P on the production on this one.
Charlie
P been rocking with us for a minute, and got to give credit where credit's due.
All right, so boom, check it out. Can y'all see that? Let's go. We're gonna share that real quick with y'all. Let me pull up this artwork.
Yeah.
What is it right here? Boom.
Somebody need to put some.
Can y'all see that?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. Anon, that's you, baby. Talk to him.
Okay, so Miss Atala Pomoja, aka Design Our Lives, is an incredible educator, a humanitarian, and just a general all-around beautiful person. So when we were thinking about a visual for the album, that's what we wanted. And so in this, what you have is a representation of Mother Earth as mitochondrial Eve, if you will, representing all that absolutely is beautiful, what is life, what is beautiful, and in hip hop. The beautiful. And I feel like it's stunning. It speaks for itself. And that level of beauty goes beyond the aesthetics, goes beyond the surface. It's spirit emanating from a physical form. And I feel like essentially this is a perfect depiction of how we feel about the album, of the holistic energy of the album.
And really, like this is really our 6th album in 5 years. So it's kind of like the underlying theme of the group has always been something along the lines of, despite all of the chaos in the world and all of the ugliness, that there's beauty to be found in music. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So that's kind of the beautiful. The beautiful is like the culmination of that. So
shout out to everybody tuning in. Let me know what y'all think about the artwork. Yeah, man. Peace to S, man. What's up, yo? I see y'all. So I think everybody wants to hear the first song. Let's get into this joint. It's called
Invisible People.
Invisible People, featuring Face the Truth.
What up, Face?
Let's go.
VA.
Oh, hold on 1 second. I gotta go back to sharing my music because I was just sharing the art. Oh, all right, we good. Gucci, man. Hold on 1 second. There we go.
I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal for how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fam's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was scarred with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya. That shit you saying now, we all know ain't make ya. Too many nights was me and my notebook, no hook, no look, just me and my devils, but they so shook. Whatever it took, fuck the battle, ready for war. I ain't die, I evolved, living through these memoirs, regardless of the cost. And the gas made it this far with bars that'll last forever, like the wreck yard.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
I see dead people connect with my sixth sense. Heed no evil, get bread with my six friends. He's no diva, flexing the sick bends. Plex is a teacher, investing in big trends. Scared like a bear, disrupting the bull market. Double down shares, portfolio parking. Dow Jones average, big bank tank sharking. Elevated rank while face stays sparking. Dan John's pace, my grace will sharpen. In the biz since kids, Rosario Dawson. He got game, but he's not Jesus. Connected through the pain, data's rocking through your speakers. My daughter's like a mama, but she got my features. We teach her to be strong, never gonna need you. Like Ruth Long, she was born a leader. Underestimating the greats is the wrong procedure.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
I'm alone, but I ain't lonely. Least I got my homies. Peace is what they show me till I meet my one and only. Nothing you can loan me, no way for you to own me. Baritone in my tone, leave sopranos to tone it. My ad-lib game can compete with those on the spectrum. I ain't gon' diss them, but definitely don't respect them. Equivalent of holding the mic till you wrecked them at the crossroads with the devil at a dark intersection. Question, is the sin eaten from the tree or neglecting to realize that he is me? Can't have me on lockdown when I'm as free. Stammer through the grammar so blind can see. I ain't trying to be, cause I'm built from the cosmos. And if need be, I raise up like P.D. Pablo. Climbing from the underground cause the dirt's off. Cage bird on my chest when I take my shirt off.
We ain't playing that yet. We ain't playing that one yet. Hold on.
I was about to say, oh, you about to get into it.
So who was that? Who was on that song right there?
So the lineup was that was me first, Dan Johns, yours truly. The hook on the chorus, my man Hunch, the Hunch Punch champ. Then Face the Truth. Then Plex was the third verse, Plex Long.
And I finished it out.
And then the anchor was Anon running anchor on the record.
Side note, I'm in the gym, so it ain't no cage bird on my chest as much anymore.
Yeah. I was laughing because the first time I ever seen this dude rapping, when we first started as freshmen, he was standing on the stoop and he already done took off his shirt and was freestyling with no shirt on. I was like, oh, this dude is not here to play with y'all.
Ever. With broken glasses, one of the arms off and just kind of balanced there.
Yeah. It was like he was baiting people, man. It was like he was wearing those broken glasses, daring somebody to say something about it. And it would always get ugly.
That's hilarious, bro. Yeah. That's hilarious, yo. Those are the where was this at? That was at the school?
That was at Morehouse, man. I think it was freshman orientation, maybe.
Or somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere in there. And I'm because all of us come from different walks of life. And coming from South Carolina, I really had never really been around a whole lot of rappers. I mean, there were a handful in school. When I got to college, it was kind of weird because, there was an ego thing about being a rapper, but then at the same time, you kind of want to hear different styles and meet different people. But it was like within that first week, I realized that it was peace, but it wasn't always love. You know what I mean? So there was a lot of battling and fighting for respect.
Yeah, at college, bro, the student center was the battleground.
Yes, sure, exactly.
In front of the student center was the battleground.
And so kind of almost magically, the crew formed based upon those battles, right?
Right.
Finding ourselves battling everybody. Find ourselves battling each other, speaking of myself and Dan. And I'm going to be honest, more than likely what happened is we got tired of going against each other, right? Like nobody wants an equal fight. No one does. Everybody wants something of an advantage, right? And I think he and I came with the same hunger, being from the South, being underrepresented in hip hop. We had a chip on our shoulder for that, and we were voracious with the bars. But so after a while, we all found ourselves kind of coming together in this nucleus, and then it became us against everyone else. And by everyone else, I mean like Detroit versus everybody, us versus everyone else.
Right.
That's dope, man. So after that point, when did y'all actually start recording though? Like when y'all start coming together doing music after the battle part of y'all meeting?
Not too far after, really.
Right.
Because what happened is we were blessed to have homies who were on the beats, and they had foresight. They could see what they wanted to do. Shout out to my brother Chris Craft. Shout out to Lamar, and they originally Keno, Jason Bulwell. They kind of had us under the umbrella of a group, an organization called Divine Mind Entertainment, and Chris Craft went on to do good things with Divine Mind, and we kind of started doing little rough takes and stuff in our dorm rooms, and early on, because like I said, I was still considering myself to be a solo artist, as at the same time I was a part of the collective. And I would go home. I would come to South Carolina a lot on the weekends. And I had my mentor in Columbia, South Carolina. Shout out to Willpower. Y'all might have heard of Willpower, Super Hot Beats. He, did a lot of production for Yellow Wolf first two albums. And I would come home to South Carolina and record with Will. And what would happen is I was like, man, why don't y'all ride with me? You know what I mean? And we would record as many songs as we could in that weekend and listen to them 1,000 times. And eventually what happened is because this is not trying to, we grown men. So this is during the era of the digital 8-tracks, like the VS 880s and the 1680s. So Will was using a 880 back then. So what happened is, you know, as opposed to always riding to South Carolina, we ended up like Chris and them invested in a VS 880, and then they set up the studios in the dorm room. Then the next, in our sophomore year, they moved into an apartment, and it was like that. So we've been recording music in college, but then once we got older and kind of all did our own thing, we wanted to come back together, but for trademark / copyrights and stuff like that for Chris's label, we kind of created our own baby, Divine Sons, which is like the evolution of Divine Mind.
That sounds like Def Jam. That sounds like the Def Jam thing all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it started in the dorm room, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Then from the dorm room, you get it incorporated, you figure it all out, taking it more serious because you start seeing
Dope.
how you are. Next thing you know.
Right.
It had been organic, man. That's what forms the best.
Mm.
You know, the best things come organically, just like that. Not where y'all like forced it to happen. Like I just met battling each other in front of the student center. Like
Right.
it's crazy.
Literally.
Crazy.
In front of everywhere, to be clear, not just the student center.
Yeah,
If
it was
class
on
might
site.
have just let out.
On
Class
site.
might be going in like it.
Yeah.
Listen, if it looked like somebody was about to say something, it was on.
Right.
I think what's also more commendable is that like we remain brothers even outside of music as we grew. So even before we were working on music, we were still talking to each other regularly. Dan and I were sharing recipes for cooking, like we're having like real life grown men conversation. So when it was time to get back in the booth, it was a combination of that fire from being young, but that foresight of having some age, having some wisdom about yourself, recognizing the power of your words. Because me, I'm known to be a loose cannon, and especially back then, a completely loose, unhinged cannon. And I was bound to say almost anything. If it was gonna hurt your feelings, if it was gonna hurt your heart, thank God that
that's what it is, man. That's how. That's the battleground, Joe.
Look, it's a good thing we weren't doing Me Too movements then. It's a good thing there are no very few video recordings of the horrible things. But as we got older, I think, you know, that being a grown man, being fathers, having responsibilities, that found a way into the music where the words couldn't just be shallow and empty and just happen to rhyme and happen to fit the beats, but they actually had to reflect a narrative. And I think the major thing, as I get on my soapbox, as you know, as hip hop just celebrated another year, 47 years in physical, if you will. I'm not very much younger than that myself. So acknowledging that there are those of us who have grown up with hip hop. And so whatever the younger people like, it's cool, peace. I have no more beef about old heads versus new heads. But I recognize that there are individuals like me who've grown with hip hop, who have responsibilities, who have jobs, but who want hip hop to listen to. They don't want to immediately have to listen to Bill Withers all the time. They love Bill Withers, but they want to be able to listen to hip hop and it be some current hip hop, not just 1988 hip hop. So in some ways, we're taking the mantle on because it matters to us.
89, hey, 89. No, I'm just joking.
Nah, for sure.
Right,
so let's get what we got next on. What's this next joint, yo?
This next joint is called Law of the Gun, and this is kind of this is like a little bit of what we talked about on the like meeting on the stoop in the student center on the yard. This is that.
Okay. Bad, perfect segue.
These are bars.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Who are you? My son. Right now, I'm the button man. I'm the guy you wake up to one night. Maybe a year from now, maybe 2. And all you'll see is a pillow over your face, and you'll hear it pop.
One thing I learned in school is you never go by the book. How you believe you're king when my pawn just scooped this rook? I just walked up in the spot and already I got him shook. Waving a piece in both hands like I'm not a crook. I need everyone to chill, I'm just here to have a look. Looking for your queen to scheme. Nah, I mean I never even made an offer. I threatened that I'd offer. She just sacrificed positions. Yeah, things got awkward. Remember, the law of the land is the way of the gun. I put in work with many, but I ain't playing with none. So while Uncle Sam is cooking, just know that change is gonna come. So keep trying your luck and continue raising your son. You got options, while all our options have been exhausted. Precautious, cocking that Nina till she get nauseous. I'm off it, crying for justice, counting the losses. Sometimes to defend yourself, you gotta mount an offense.
Call a spade and follow suit. Pouring cocktails at Cascade, swallow the truth. The thing about the game, rules never change. Application creates aggravation, guilt and shame. Fuck a palace, built a name. A toll on my lane, charging niggas like double A. On Anderson fame, profane, propane. Hot shit, all flames. The smoke is the aftermath, and that's word to game. Running concentric circles, graphing my next play. All up like Steffi Graf for songs by Wanye, so divine. We define Sunday, still in my prime. Punch you in your ribs, no gunplay. One day it'll all make sense, but until then, fighting tooth and nails like your girl for a fill-in. Fortunate to have brothers and real friends, cause Judas will double cross you out when the wheels spin.
My pen intentionally holds bars like penitentiaries. The song you struggle with and quit would have been a cinch to me. Crafting bars is effortless. If you were from my era, then your catalog be recordless. Now what you gonna tell me? That's like an atheist teaching the wrath of God, the Methodist, a Baptist, backwards. Not the way I move, gotta pay your dues. Real winners are not afraid to lose. And whom shall I fear when few can come near? Truly they be fighting blind until it all becomes clear. Daredevil comparison, if he could really see their real levels of arrogance. Set off my killing spree. My murder weapon confirmed that's the style that still is free. Billy C, when we move as one, it's Marley Marl and King. Like that one that used to run with us, could never share the same mic. I feel my shoes. I don't dance but bust the realest moves. I'm too advanced to be engaged in such a silly feud. My attitude's between Rick Rubin and Rick Rude. My motivation is get busy or get booed. You either the food or higher in the ecosystem. I have no predators, I am in the peak position. You have no evidence to back your claims. Before you take a shot at me, step back and aim. Before you take a shot at us, step back and aim. The name is Dan Johns, but you can call me Range.
Yeah, a little something, man. Yeah, Law of the Gun, produced by yours truly, and I mean co-produced by Billy Northam.
Corduroy Billy.
The lineup on that one was the Hunch Punch Champ, then a Non, and then I took that one home.
Nice.
And took it home. Because that was like 48 bars. Everybody else, look, everybody else did 16. But see, here's the thing. This is the way the collective works, right? When you catch the vibe, you catch the vibe. So, you know, generally we're going to work on 16s because that's what MCs do. But when Dan was working on this, he was like, yeah, I'm going to probably need more than 16. And so when the MC says, I'm going to need more than 16, the last thing you're going to do is cut it out because it's like, this is going to go somewhere. This is going to go somewhere. Let me give him this space to breathe.
Yeah, man.
What you about to say, Carbo?
Yo, real quick. Hey, nah, man. So, what made you pick that cadence over that track? Because it seemed more like more poetic than rhythmic.
Bingo.
You're the homie. You're the homie, Carbo. So, I'm a non-griot. I'm an MC, but I'm also a poet, and I've been a poet all of my life. So they interweave into the way that I write, into the way that I approach a beat. So yeah, that's really it. I can't separate the two. So when I'm writing a poem, you'll catch that hip hop cadence come in at times, just like when I'm writing a rhyme, that poetic comes in. And honestly, I think that's what I love the most about the collective, because it allows me that space. So I don't have to try to find a box of hip hop to fit in, right? And worry about whether or not that's going to affect the song. Dan is going to give you like MC bars and structure. He's going to give it to you. Punch is going to give you a variety as it relates to the delivery. My job is to be the griot. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Excellent. And also,
shout out to everybody tuning in. Hey, yo, what up? Merc, what's good? Ransom. Shout out to our Cali peoples, man. What's up?
So yeah, so in the midst of that too, I just, this is only the second song, and I'm starting to see, okay, well, it's not about your box, it's not about what happens, because you know as well as I do, hip hop is just whatever you make it, honestly. It's expression ultimately. But the thing, it's always fascinating when you start seeing everyone's different styles and what they do with the same track. And
right.
That adds that sauce, that adds that flavor, which is really nice and organic, and it's refreshing to hear. But on top of that too, other than being a poet, it's like, when are you guys taking more chances on what you're doing with your delivery too? Because is a style that you prefer, like, I want to rap this and make it sound like I'm rapping it live to you, because
Right.
I don't hear doubles, I don't hear anyone accentuating things, I don't hear no, because that's hip hop too, because it's a
Right.
lot of people that'll double up certain accents, or especially you being a poet, you could have
Mhm.
put so flavorful with that instead of, and upgraded your voice and yelled it once and whispered here and went there, like, so because it's theatrical, that's why I said, if as a
Yeah.
poet, you know what I'm talking about, those
Mhm.
dynamics. That's
Mhm.
why I'm
Yeah.
like, where are those dynamics?
Well,
Well,
let I'm
go ahead.
sorry, Anon. Let me
Go ahead.
well, one thing you'll say is from a I guess an audio standpoint, there shout out to our brother Alfonso Montgomery for the masterful mix and master of the project.
Right.
Um I do a lot of the arranging and putting things where it is. So I wanted to say that I believe there are some ad libs and a little bit of doubles on a lot of records, but we kind of purposely mix them underneath the main vocal so that you can focus on the main vocal. So, but when you riding in your cars or you really turn it up and you can hear the little accents. But you said it, you nailed it, Carvo. We really want you to focus on that main presentation and kind of grab those layers later. So and I'll let Anon speak on the delivery and whatnot. And as you get into the different records, you're gonna hear different sides of all of us delivery wise. But I want to give my brother his flowers because Anon has always been uber dynamic and all over the place. And even before the first Divine Sons record, I had Anon on a project I was finishing up called Alpha Writer at the time, and I hit him, and I needed a poem from him, and I basically told him the concept, and he didn't even have the beat, and I just let him cook, and I really kind of built the beat around the poem that he sent me, and then wrote my verse around that, and it's kind of like that's what we do within the crew is we know each other's strengths and we know comfort zones and we know when to push them out of push each other out of our comfort zones. But
Okay.
so that's kind of something that you'll hear as we go through different records and we got stories about joints. But I just wanted to get get that off before non cook.
Yeah.
You look, you did most of the cooking. I just sauteed on the low simmer.
Okay. He had the sous chef. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think one of the other things is songs end up having their own personality, particularly for me as I approach it. The personality of the song is going to determine so many ways by which I approach it. But the other thing is I always bear in mind that this is a collective.
Sorry, I had a gift delivered.
I say word.
That's love.
I bear in mind that this is a collective, right? And it's not at all about having to limit anything for the collective, but it's bearing in mind that I'm a part of moving parts there. So the more fantastical things you'll hear on projects that are mine. The things that are more representative of me specifically, you'll hear that on mine, but you'll see me in these projects, in these songs as a representation of where I fit in the whole. But I'll be very forthright with you. Me and delivery, it's always an ever evolving reality because I'm so content driven. Our man Diligent always likes to say how much he studied us, and he has. But I say the same thing. Like, I've been studying Dan. I've been studying Plex. I've been studying Diligent. Definitely been studying Punch because my focus has always been on the delivery, the double entendre, the tongue in cheek, the rewind, the did he say that, the comeback 2 weeks later value of it. So I'm ever evolving in the clarity of that delivery with the assistance of my brothers.
Right.
Awesome.
I love this shit, yo. I don't even, I've never conducted an interview where I don't have to do much talking. I'm usually the one filling in the space and talking, man. I love the fact that you guys represent yourselves the way you do. Y'all some very educated brothers, and
Appreciate
you know what I mean. And hip hop, deserves this type of music, where it's it's organic and it's street driven because it still comes from that street flavor.
Right.
It's not like we're not talking like this ain't Jurassic 5. You know what I mean?
Right.
This ain't Jurassic. It's kind of Jurassic 5, but it's not.
A little different. You
know what I mean? So, but it's still giving you that. It's still giving you that pure hip hop, man. I love it.
You know, when you're in a big group, there's always two ways people go about it, and they're either okay, listen, we're doing this together, or everyone does their part and they're pieces of a puzzle.
Right.
So it's like everyone's doing their part to be the pieces of a puzzle right now.
Right.
They're not together. Because I mean, I've seen records where even if you guys weren't in the same spot, you know, you have his verse. You could do backups for his verse. He could do backups for yours. You could, you know, like it's just a whole bunch of different ways. So it shows a little bit of unity. But I'm just asking, like, was that
and his energy and the energy, man? I love it, yo.
Right.
Especially when you in a cipher, with cats, and you're able to bounce off each other's energy. You know what I mean? And that's what you can see that, you know, with these first two tracks, you could feel that, man. That y'all just bouncing off each other.
Yeah. I mean, I only heard 2 songs, but I'm just asking because, you know, I'm trying my best to see where this album's going. I like
no doubt.
You're not gonna do that. I'm happy that you're doing that, and that's dope. That means that we've piqued your interest. But I don't know if you're gonna be successful in that, Carvo.
It's gonna be some forks in the road. Yeah, but that's what's up.
Yeah.
All right, so what's the next joint then? Let's get into this next joint.
The next joint is Days of Our Lives. The lineup, you want the lineup after or before? I can give it to you either way, how you want it.
Nah, we do it after.
Cool. That's what's
I'd rather be a mystery for people.
All right, cool.
And then they ask, yo, who was that on that first verse? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's do it. Because we don't know what y'all voices sound like that. We to everybody in the room. Shout out to everybody in the chat room right now. I see y'all, man. Major hip hop heads right now. Yo, Merc was good, man. My Cali peoples again. T.I. Films, yo, Big Shades, what up? Go Illa Productions was good. You know what I mean? Let's get into this joint, yo. What's the name of this joint?
Days of Our Lives.
Days of Our Lives. Let's go.
So popular.
Yeah. These are the days of our lives, our way to survive. Focus on goals, pray to make it alive. Don't waste time waiting for the pain to subside. Got my pen in hand, trying to catch a wave or vibe. These are the days of our lives, our way to survive. Focus on goals, pray to make it alive. Don't waste time waiting for the pain to subside. Got my pen in hand, trying to catch a wave or vibe.
Living every day like an actor in a drama series. Hoping that lessons I learned from my mama carry over to my seed. We soldiers in the weeds, supernova beams to feed American greed. Come from my beliefs and you niggas gon' bleed. Stampede your team like medium rare beef. Don't take it there, prepared to face theirs, but where we ain't scared. If you come to my lair, it's a problem. Bring it my way, I will solve them. Gentle human being that can turn into a goblin. Focus on my goals, so I started evolving. And speaking to Godwin, I build with my squadron. Anger ain't the answer, strain will give you cancer. Stress is the death of brain cells and standards. Gotta remain calm, you pain from the storm. By making new songs that bang with Dan Johns.
These are the days of our lives, our way to survive. Focus on goals, pray to make it alive. Don't waste time waiting for the pain to subside. Got my pen in hand, trying to catch a wave or vibe. These are the days of our lives, our way to survive. Focus on goals, pray to make it alive. Don't waste time waiting for the pain to subside. Got my pen in hand, trying to catch a wave or vibe. Over the instruments I bleed, cause my heart's on my sleeve. The music is a transfusion, so a part of me leaves with each banger. Through songs we meet complete strangers. Verses can be circus or deep like sleep chambers. I'd rather the latter, these rhymes are family matters. Before you babble and battle, you better gather the data. Cause I'm a stone cold killer gorilla from the Congo, who don't flow filler. I'm iller with the convo. Ill is the introduction, but real is the whole story. Just being the ill artist ain't really the role for me. When people are real targets and frivolous flows bore me, and racists wave Confederate flags like Old Glory. Composed poorly, most songs ain't even songs. What's the point in crowning them king if he gon' lead them wrong? As for my sons, I just pray that I leave them strong. So even when I'm going through their lives, you see I bond. These are the days of our lives, our way to survive. Focus on goals, pray to make it alive. Don't waste time waiting for the pain to subside. Got my pen in hand, trying to catch a wave or vibe. These are the days of our lives, our way to survive. Focus on goals, pray to make it alive. Don't waste time waiting for the pain to subside. Got my pen in hand, hand, trying to catch a wave off vibe.
Many nights I would sit in the booth, claiming I'm dope, putting it on paper just to show you the proof, making a point to be vulnerable, no matter how personal. Cause if I die in a lie, how am I living my truth? I wasn't always this accessible, pen game was professional. Anything about me beyond bars, you'd be blessed to know. Kicking that high life, even when I'm stressing though. Learning lay pain bare, exactly where this lesson go. Lost my little brother, got a hole in my heart. I swear the whole damn world, I could blow it apart. It wasn't till I told you that I saw hope in the stars. I didn't need a tattoo just to show it was hard. You know a better way? Share it with me. I know I'm not always here, but bear with me. Sometimes you gotta embrace the chaos to get clarity. Speaking the truth, give me a pen, beat it, booth, that's my therapy.
These are the days of our lives, our way to survive. Focus on goals, pray to make it alive. Don't waste time waiting for the pain to subside. Got my pen in hand, trying to catch a wave off vibe. These are the days of our lives, our way to survive. Focus on goals, pray to make it alive. Don't waste time waiting for the pain to subside. Got my pen in hand, trying to catch a wave off vibe.
Whoa.
Wait, hold on, really quick. At the very end, it's just two hi-hats go.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, a little. Yeah, you know, I'm laying. We sending you out like that, man.
You go and then you like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I was waiting for the kick drum again. I was like, oh man.
Yeah. So, Days of Our Lives, the lineup on this one. I'm doing the chorus. My brother Hunch Punch Champ wrote the chorus. Plex Long is the first MC. The second MC is yours truly.
Ooh, yeah.
Third MC is the Hunch Punch Champ.
And then
and the production is by yours truly.
And that's it. And Non ain't on that joint?
No, not on this one.
Oh, he ain't on this one.
No. It gets like that though. You know, it's some records, man. You're gonna start hearing some records where we kind of weaving in and out. But yeah.
I mean, you know, when you got a team that strong and that like it's almost like a Wu-Tang thing where it's specific verses for the song. And if you feel like someone else's verse, you know, not necessarily fits. Did y'all ever do that since y'all competitive? Does everybody write to every beat and then you pick the best?
We've had that situation to come up about a few times.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, we've done that. There've been some people that got cut for some records, man, and we still hear about it to this day. Like, yo, you know, I should have been on that record.
Yes.
So yeah, we got a couple of those, man.
We also kind of hit that first come, first serve, right?
Right.
When the plate comes out, if you eaten, then get on it, right? There are exceptions to be made in case there are extenuating circumstances. You can't get in the booth. You've said you really want to get on this. We're definitely listening to that. But it's fairly democratic in that sense because as we're sending them out, we're sending verses out, we're listening to the verses.
But
so you're already hearing it.
But because of the brotherhood, but because of the brotherhood, there's also times where you might have laid a verse or you might have a verse and you'll bow out because you know your brother needs another look on the project, or his verse might have been stronger than yours, and you say it. You don't even wait for the feedback. You're like, yo, I like what I did, but I like what you did better. So that's kind of, you know, that's the grown man in us, man. I mean, now in college, that wouldn't happen. I'm rapping on everything.
Everything. And I'm ad-libbing your hook.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh shit.
So like now, Days of Our Lives is a good example. Like, you know, Punch wrote the hook, and he's like, "Yo, Dan, I need you to do this hook." You know what I mean? I don't say need you. It was want you. He wanted me to do the hook. He did the hook, and it was perfectly fine. But he heard my voice, so I did his hook. You know? Yeah.
It's cool.
Word. So the next joint is called Nothing Brighter. What's that about?
Anon, you want to cook?
You know, so we're divine sons, as we've said before. Much like having beautiful throughout all of our projects, there are references to the sun. So on one of my previous albums, we actually had a joint called Nothing Greater Than the Sun. So this is Nothing Brighter Than the Sun. I forgot the conversation that you and Punch were having when we came up.
Yeah. So this is we were having a Zoom about the last song on the album, Absolutely No One. We did a visual But because of COVID, we couldn't do the visual
That's
like
what
we
it
normally
was, yeah.
would. We couldn't get our videographer and we couldn't shoot it and edit it. So we shot the video using our smartphones. And what I was telling everyone, because, you know, some of us are, you know, have cameras and DSLRs and all of that, and some of us don't. But because we were using cell phones, I was kind of going through the best ways to make it happen. And I was like, yo, because everybody doesn't have lighting kits, you know, and all of this, we need to shoot outdoors because there's no light brighter than the sun. And I was talking about shooting the video, and our brother Fee was like, okay, that's a song title. We're doing that later. We're gonna do this song. And then Punch kept hitting me like, yo, we need a beat for Nothing Brighter. Dan, you got to do the beat for Nothing Brighter. So that's kind of how this whole song came about.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
I love the competitiveness in between, like the friendly competitiveness, you know what I mean,
right.
between each other, man.
Right.
That keeps a healthy. I mean, if you look at some of the greatest teams in sports, if you probably went to some of those practices, imagine what those practices was like.
Right.
Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, and you know what I mean, like, or the Giants, when the Giants had the best defense, you know, in the NFL back in the days, and
LT.
Exactly. And Phil Simms and them was on offense. They was having battles in practice. So that's what it is, man. You need that. You need that, and it's healthy.
Hey, before we get into the record, you brought up the Giants, and while I'm not a Giants fan, the era that you brought up, I will like to say Hall of Fame linebacker Harry Carson is from my hometown of Florence, South Carolina. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Nice. All right, so we gonna get into this joint. Nothing Brighter. We got Divine Sons with us again. Shout out to my man Cue the Question, SKE Records, for plugging us in. I got my co-host Carvo with me tonight. www.forever-original.com, www.breakalegent.com, and also go to www.webeautifulpeople.com.
Yes, sir. WeBeautifulPeople.com. That's gonna plug you into all of the Divine Sons merch, such as that lovely shirt.
See, I know. I do my research. And then also subscribe to their YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/blackboxdmv. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all go check that out too.
That's what's up. Appreciate you.
Let's go, man. Let's get into this joint. Nothing Brighter.
Try as they might to slide us down, play us and divide us. They could never outshine us. Nothing's brighter than the sun. We stand united through the jealousy and bias. All the fires they've ignited, none are brighter than the sun. Our tribe taught us do your best and keep trying. In a world filled with liars, no one's brighter than you, son. When it all feels like too much to handle, treat the drama like a candle. Nothing's brighter than the
I'll be your huckleberry, right on your tombstone. Seminary in the cemetery, Easter suit two-tone. Or I'll be your leader, if you will follow. Or I'll follow where you lead if it leads to tomorrow. To borrow a word from the kids, it is what it is. And if I change anything, everything will be like this. Baby sun kiss from the sun's lips. Hearts total eclipse where we discover bliss. But in the midst with gorillas and MJ's thrillers, I'm on one knee. Bun B ain't nobody triller. Not a pocket full of stones, but a prophet in the zone. Ain't rockets at a throne, and I ain't popping shit alone. Long gone is the sleep, but the dream still lives. Immortal technique for the genius years. Before we got too grown to know what's going on. Inner city blues, what's the song? Shalom.
Try as they might to slide us down, play us and divide us. They could never outshine us. Nothing's brighter than the sun. We stand united through the jealousy and bias. All the fires they've ignited, none are brighter than the sun. Our tribe taught us do your best and keep trying. In a world filled with liars, no one's brighter than you, son. When it all feels like too much to handle, treat the drama like a candle. Nothing's brighter than the sun.
On the quest for the truth, knowledge must be served. I'm sweating in the booth, dudes got some nerve. Thinking I'ma quit working to elevate the culture, giving jewels to the youth that I stole from the vultures. Been inside the boardroom, gonna find joy soon. Humble with pride, arrogance will destroy you. I stay confident, balance the opulence. Exotic locations mixed with a bit of common sense. Shine brighter than crowds with spark lights. like a virtual touch implies how love feels. If you real, then you know what's the deal. In this digital world, gotta hold up your shield. Mass appeal, preserved as blood spills. Kamikaze motherfucker, time to go for the kill.
Try as they might to slide us, downplay us and divide us. They could never outshine us. Nothing's brighter than the sun. We stand united through the jealousy and bias. All the fires they've ignited, none are brighter than the sun. Our tribe taught us do your best and keep trying. In a world filled with liars, no one's brighter than you, son. When it all feels like too much to handle, treat the drama like a candle. Nothing's brighter than the
whole
sun.
Damn system is wrong. The whole country's a crime zone. The children of the sun got the glow to shine on. These alive rounds from an underground man's tired soul. Folks we side and ride with, what we die and cry for. The next day live, the next generation's love's gifts. These eyes blinded in death of something which never was trusted. Platitudes functioning as America cuss crutches. Rose-colored claims of liberty and justice. Your enemies, your judge, he holds the jokers, changes trump cards. We just living for today. Thankful to see the young dawn, our own who access the throne. Run for office, then run far from us. How things work ain't never working for us. Torture, lies, force-fed job, and dumb shit shows. Shot, here all roads flow to nothing. Never-ending story at war with ravages of once more. Be easy like a Sunday, mourning the God we just lost.
We stand united through the jealousy and bias. All the fires they've ignited, none are brighter than the sun.
Hey, this one for Credo Clay brother, in memory of DeMarcus Lee. It's nothing brighter than something fire and brimstone. Run this plan, punish man cause of skin tone. Then the news show they blam and synchrone. Why we diplomatic like Cam and Jim Jones? Damn a syndrome, it's been known to masses. Divine son, rhyme done, grown to classes. I'm prone to ask this, why fight back tears? If it only brings me right back here. With white blast near, not managed properly. Road justice from protesters, damaged property. Man is possibly haters stopping, tow gas. Special 8 o'clock when the smoke's black. With dope tracks, I know it might mean much. 8 a.m. like if LeBron and might team up. More shots than Big Worm out the ice cream truck. Chaos theory night, it give you 19 cuts.
Right.
Whoa,
that
whoa,
was
whoa.
Everybody. Yeah, that was nothing brighter. The lineup on that one was Anon setting it off.
Yep.
Me on the hook, yours truly on the hook. Phoenix. Anon, me on the hook, Plex, Phoenix, and then Diligent took it home. Production was Charlie P and yours truly co-producing it.
Nice.
There you go. There you go. So,
yo, Carvo, I saw you with the sun.
Right? Yeah. We gonna stay around that same tempo the whole record?
If on my joints, we kind of in that pocket, man. On the ones that I produce now, we got the one that's coming up next.
That's the bars tempo. Cause like
yeah.
He like them tempos too. Cause I'm normally like I'll do like a special ed, like I'll be Big Daddy Kane, I'll do like Cool J, like I'm like 98 BPM,
yeah.
10 BPM, like I want to hit
yeah. I kind of stay in that mid 80s, and an early 90s tempo. Sometimes I'll go low, like I believe 80, like low 80s, or double it to do 160 for the swing, but yeah, but that's just for the swing. You know what I mean? It's still 80, but it's just for the swing. But then when the next record that's coming up, the tempo is a little different, and you'll see that we kind of changing it up a little bit there. But yeah, man, nothing brighter. While we were doing that record, it had some stuff in it.
Yeah, it's bars, it's consciousness. It's like man, I got my pen and my paper, like.
Yeah.
Word up.
Teachers had a group went down south and killed them.
Say word. And I feel like, kind of to a point you were asking earlier, like even that shows a smaller degree of variation in approach to the delivery, but it's because it's specific to the song itself.
Word up.
Right.
I said all that like I was about to say something profound, but then I was like that. Like, one more thing.
Yeah.
Yo, I could tell that you're a teacher though, man. The way your presentation, you know what I mean, is incredible.
Respect.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you. Thank you.
Bro, man. Yeah, so what's this next joint? We get into this next joint called Cause I Love You.
Yeah, Cause I Love You. Like because I love you. This one right here, man, it's kind of one of those records that I'd rather talk about it on the back end. I want y'all to hear it first.
All right, so let's do it.
I mean,
and it's featuring Face the Truth again, right?
Yep.
All right, let's get into this joint. Shout out to Divine Sons. Let's go.
Thank you for sharing your talent.
No doubt.
Beat up, beat down, fist up, knee down, be quiet, stay silent, no choice, can't breathe now, no air, just want a breath, want a piece, ain't nothing left, reparations, no check, no signs, no protest, free speech, free game, free meat, screen name, America's most wanted, Ice Cube, free fame, I'll take it back to that Cadillac, reach back in that backpack, they busted me, I busted them, call that a flashback, lost goals, skin tone, got home, end zone, forgiving my oppressor, Stockholm syndrome, broke out but I'm still fighting, uppercut look like the old Tyson, cut the gut, locked up, body look like old Tyson, red lines, blue lights, black suit, white stripes, greenbacks, gold fronts, went left, who's right, I loved you but you ain't loved me, deadbeat ass country, I'm blessed up but guess what, God don't like ugly,
and let it be known, hate is not the opposite of love. Apathy is, but also know that love is a sword, razor edge, sharp, and I wield it for my people.
Yeah. Working twice as hard for half the pay cause of my skin tone. 12 to 14 hours a day, my supervisor been home. Built from fire and brimstone, can't deny it, y'all been wrong. Been supplying the backbone to land either one of us own. Hatred been shown, but I keep hearing be peaceful. You already ahead, but scared we can make it equal. Your worst threat is my people. Y'all made the narrative lethal, but now honestly, most of us is writing our own sequel. We gave you time, I say 244 years. You been through Black Lives Matter, we the reason that you still here. We don't know that fear, ain't a motherfucker make us. And over 400 years, ain't a motherfucker break us. Y'all promised y'all would take us to the land of the gracious, educate and elevate us, but our growth made you hate us. Now look at your status, around the world they state us. We becoming unified, your nightmare gon' wake up.
And don't get mad at me for saying this, but if you waving flags, if you claiming colors, if you got a Glock that's hot and you a shoot downer, then I need you to stand up for the revolution. Your people need you.
What's on it when you are off it? Your bosses put them in office. The thought is making me nauseous. I'm tired of all the talking. Marches were an annoyance. Complaining was less strategic. Once we started destroying, they came with the press releases. How they stand with us, hold hands with us. Every black life matters to us, right? If your son saw the bread, they abandon us. I guess life don't matter that much, huh? When it comes to the money, our rights are optional. And how they think ain't quite as logical. It don't matter if you punch a clock out an ill jump shot or you write phenomenal. They lay you down like a domino. But the game is murder for keeps. Some of y'all think everything's all good cause they took off the hood. They ain't burn up the sheets, turn up the heat. Everything ain't cool. Watch as you consume, everything ain't food. While we on the subject, check your peeps. They might sound deep, but everything ain't Jews. Stay far from the presence of fools. Read the room, we set up to lose. They either gonna break or leverage the rules. Cause you ask nice, they gonna let up for you. Nice try. Just close your eyes cause the truth is ugly. Could've told you lies, but the truth becomes mean. Now stand on your feet and salute your country, huh?
And if you got a church home that condones oppression, that condones suppression, that don't stand up for the resistance, then they got the message wrong. Because even Jesus knocked over the tables. So is every prophet before and every prophet after.
Yeah, cause I love you. Now you see why I don't talk about that when I let it talk for itself, man. That record, you know, big shout out to my man Cornelius on the production. Cause I love you. Of course, that's the Hunch Punch Champ on the first verse, Face the Truth on the second verse, and I had the unenviable privilege of taking that one home. That was a tough record for me, man. When I heard those first two verses, I was like, oh my goodness, what y'all want me to do?
And so
took it home on that one though. I feel like as far as it they're. I'm gonna say it. I don't know them. I apologize. It's not just because you're here, but your verse held my attention better. Your cadence, you wrote it better. The swing was there. Like I liked how you played with it. It turned into a Dead Prez track after when you was on it.
I appreciate that. I would say that Punch's first verse on this record was, to me, a flawless verse. You know what I mean? Like Punch's first verse was because he did a delivery that was very sharp and precise with it. And what I love about this record is Punch did his thing, and then Face came with another delivery. And because I felt like their deliveries were so on pocket with what they did, is that I decided to present a different delivery because of that. So they brought that out of me. So salute to Face the Truth, salute to Punch, and big salute to Cornelius for giving us that swing.
Yeah. And this is one of those moments where brotherhood comes in full effect, because I heard the joint, I heard the verses coming in, and I can say that I was slightly envious, like, damn, I should have jumped on that one. I want to get on that. And fortunately, Dan was like, well, actually, I need something from you. We need you to get on your griot. We need you to get on your soap box. Go on your street corner. We need you to, if you will, preach to the people in between. And so perfect placing for me, a whole lot less stress going into the booth to do that after they've done all of that, you know what I mean? Just to be able to add that sprinkle on there. And then Al added the megaphone to the voice. Yeah. And so it really sounds like it's 64 and, you know, I'm somewhere in Harlem and it's a whole crowd of people around me and we delivering the message to the people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dope idea.
Great message.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all.
For real, man.
Like I said, I'm a cadence and timing guy. I mean, content is content.
You
know, like you can get the gist of it. And because you picked the song for a reason, now you got to pick not what you say, how you say it.
Right.
Because, you know, there's a big difference between getting the same package and having a box that doesn't have any marks on it to having a box like it fell down the Grand Canyon.
That's real.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Even if the package inside, even if the item inside is still, you know, untouched. So the delivery is there. I just need to know how it was delivered. You know, I feel like that's one thing a lot of MCs don't really pay attention to much. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm always talking about it. But I appreciate what you guys are doing. Like the creativity is off the charts. I'm like, man, like I was like, man, when y'all gonna switch it up? Oh, we switched it up. Oh, when you gonna do it? Oh, I did it. Oh, you have some effects? Yeah, I got effects.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, it's like,
that's what. Yeah, when you asked that tempo question, I was like, "Yo, he asked that right before "Cause I Love You." That's perfect. So yeah.
He's got. Yo, hold on. Watch the movie. Watch the movie, man. Now, all right. So the next joint is called Maxine.
No, not yet. Don't rush Maxine.
Sharks.
Ooh, don't rush Maxine.
We're gonna cook on Maxine.
Yeah, we gotta cook on Maxine.
Sharks. Real quick about Sharks. This is probably one of the first records we did, because we was starting to feel cabin fever. Being in here, needed to start doing some records. This is one of the records that I actually made this beat when I'm in a little production group. And I sent out some random samples, and everybody, we did a little sample flip. And I made this beat because I was quarantined. I needed to do something, and I sent this beat out to the squad. And Sharks it's called Sharks on the album, but it originally was like Quarantine Sharks because man, we got like sharks in a pool ready to eat, you know. So
word up. All right.
Right. Exactly. So this is Sharks.
So this was the quarantine hunger inside. Let's go.
Yes. Yeah.
Shout out to the Bio Sons. Everybody that's tuned in, what up? Break a Leg, ENT, Carbo Music.
Sharks in the tank, been contained in the house. Locked down in the crib and I'm ready to bounce. Try to stay calm, but I'm dealing with doubt. Stress is building up and I gotta get out. Sharks in the tank, been contained in the house. Locked down in the crib and I'm ready to bounce. Try to stay calm, but I'm dealing with doubt. Stress is building up and I gotta get out. Fish out of water from escaping the shark tank. Suffocated, get slaughtered with an elevated heart rate. Still push forward, don't wanna be shark bait. Keep recording to escape from a dark place. My mind saturated, fears never made it. Peers feeling dated, only here cause they waited. Underestimated, but my purpose is sacred. Like grounds where the settle Locked down in the crib and I'm ready to bounce. Trying to stay calm, but I'm dealing with doubt. Stress is building up and I gotta get out. Sharks in a tank, been contained in the house. Locked down in the crib and I'm ready to bounce. Trying to stay calm, but I'm dealing with doubt. Stress is building up and I gotta get out.
Covered, never cornered, ordered swordfish off the app. Pen and art piece, get a nap. Go to war within myself. Challenge the next man, push harder than my guilt. I'm reforming this guild, days lost, gone found rebuilt. Bombardment of a skill level, stronger grows my will. Call it what you feel, we gon' bomb from here to hell. Hold the mag like at the abyss of Atlantis. With tiger shark fins, dip zip through underwater caverns. Pour Corentinis in my tavern, swimming with the masters. H2O pressure, feel fatal from the naturals, disasters. Heavy, we ever ready, turning Eddie by a jetty to tsunami or a Serengeti.
Sharks in the tank, been contained in the house. Locked down in the crib and I'm ready to bounce. Trying to stay calm, but I'm dealing with doubt. Stress is building up and I gotta get out. Sharks in the tank, been contained in the house. Locked down in the crib and I'm ready to bounce. Trying to stay calm, but I'm dealing with doubt. Stress is building up and I gotta get out.
The goal is always make a masterpiece until they want a piece of your master. Slick peeping disaster. Now I'm taking master's piece, become a mastermind, a strategy and reading master's mind. All they see, they think a half is mine. I see the hazard signs in all its issues. I'm stacking mine, I ain't waiting for them to call official. Artilleries, MREs, even homing missiles. And these niggas stacking toilet tissue. Keep up or speed up, move slow as can eat up. I lion, hyena, a shark or a cheetah. Even on lockdown, these beasts gon' get beat up. My flow is my re-up, I spit to my Lisa.
Sharks in the tank, been contained in the house. Locked down in the crib and I'm ready to bounce. Trying to stay calm, but I'm dealing with doubt. Stress is building up and I gotta get out. Sharks in the tank, been contained in the house. Locked down in the crib and I'm ready to bounce. Trying to stay calm, but I'm dealing with doubt. Stress is building up and I gotta get out.
If you know your opponent but don't know yourself, you lose every battle, stumble every step. Chess moves are important, but I hope you know there's even strategy involved in Uno. Draw 4 swords in a fight with pistols. Quality over quantity, victories are simple. Monumental mountains were crafted by water, so hustle smarter and not harder. Harbor resentments on the insistence of anger. Have you wasted munitions on arbitrary strangers? They put the Christ in the manger, that's where the sire went. You ain't gotta be a product of environment.
I received that.
That's sharks. That's sharks. That's that lineup was Plex, Phoenix, the Hunch Punch Champ, and of course a non-running anchor. Yours truly on the production, like I said, one of the first songs we did. This is one of those records where I was like, you know what, man, I'm gonna fall back, I'm gonna chill. And even when I fell back, Plex hit me up and told me to do some ad libs on the hook. So I'm on there underneath in the hook. So yeah.
Which was dope, by the way, the ad libs on the hook.
Well, I appreciate you.
Added that flavor to it. Word up.
Yeah, man. I was waiting for somebody to yell or something, man. Somebody got to do something. You can't be talking all this conscious stuff and then like this conscious talk and then not convey the message, you know what I mean, with some magnitude, you know.
Right.
Woo! It's been so much. I mean, what's my man? You said Hunch Punch?
Yeah.
Yes, the Hunch Punch Champ.
Hunch Punch Champ.
Punch Champ. Done.
Yeah, I wish he was on here to tell the story. Basically, that fella can mix up some concoctions that'll get you right with the alcohol. And
yes, he can.
So that's kind of the story. I'll let him eventually tell the story behind the name, but that's kind of the gist of
it. Okay.
I mean, that was pretty clutch. So you're saying that was the first one y'all recorded?
One of the first ones. So on this record, man, I asked everybody for 12 bars, if you notice. I asked everybody for 12 bars so that we could get 4 MCs on it. So that was kind of like the structure. Otherwise, you know, if you do 16s all the time, you're gonna have 3 verses or either a very long song. So that's kind of.
And then how you gonna take your 48? Like you gotta
exactly.
Somewhere,
yeah, no, whatever the case is, yeah, you know.
And Dan's the technical guy. Like he's DIY Dan. Dan builds arcades in his house. I mean, Like literally, this is not hyperbole. So Dan is technical. Dan is gonna talk about like, we want 14 bars here, maybe 8 bars here, 12 bars here, and hold you to that. And if you give him 12.5, it's gonna be smoke on that 0.5 of a bar. But you need that methodical approach if you're gonna bring all of the way together.
Oh, dope.
Yeah. No doubt. Sorry, but yeah.
I was just gonna say you kind of need some of that madness when you have so many energies. How are you gonna glue them together? You know, his nickname is Mr. Somebody Gotta Say It.
That's me.
So that's him. Like if something that's gonna be said is gonna piss somebody off intentionally, it's gonna be him. Now I unintentionally piss people off all of the time because that's just me. But if somebody has to intentionally lay the groundwork, it's gonna be Dan. But he keeps the structure exactly what we needed.
Yeah, I had to embrace that role because in a group this large, if you don't, sometimes the hard discussions got to be had. You know what I mean? So so I have to, you know,
try to get everybody to be quiet. You know, you need somebody. Definitely somebody that does that. I mean, most of the time you'll have your engineer, your producer do that. You know, when you're in first. Like, okay,
and I guess. Yeah, up until and I guess before the final mix, I'm kind of the de facto overall engineer of the project. Like Plex will say, and we don't give official titles within the group like that, but Plex will tell you that I was kind of the executive producer of this one, and I take that and humbly accept that, but it wasn't like something we decided beforehand. It just kind of happened, you know.
Yeah, of course. I mean, look, you was telling me this project was organic, so it just falls into place, and that's what makes these things like beautiful. Haha, get it?
Yeah, I mean,
you did that.
I like that. I like that.
Hashtag bars.
Sometimes you don't know the job until it's executed. You know what I mean?
That's real.
You don't know what to label someone until the job is over. You feel me?
That's real.
You know, that's a dope thing that it happened organically, where you wasn't just like, all right, you're in charge and you're doing it, and that's it. No. Nah, it was like
we don't do it like that.
It just happened like that. The swing happened naturally.
Now look, watch this segue. But one thing that we did do was put people in charge of certain beats. Yes. And the next record, Maxine, when On Cornelius, the guy who produced "Cause I Love You," he sent out a 4-pack of beats at the same time. So at the same time that we got "Cause I Love You" was Hunch Punch Champ was put in charge of "Cause I Love You." He set that off and he gave us the concept for that. And at the same time as that, Anon, we wanted Anon to run point on this beat. So I'm gonna kind of fall back and let Anon kind of give a little intro for the next record.
Now, number one, it's almost impossible for me to be objective about this next record. I am in love with this record like it's a child that I caused into being. It moves me like that. But it's wild, right? Because the way that our songs are structured, by the time I'm touching a verse, we've looked at the concept. I've considered the concept. So my verse is around the concept. One of the things that I've wanted to get better at is not just going off and writing bars and then figuring out what the song's gonna be, you know, like thinking about hook ideas, making sure that the verses fit. This one, however, it just spoke to me. Like when they handed me the reins, I had no time to prepare, had no time to strategize, no time to plot. The pen, the pad, they just got to talking. And I was just a conduit for it. And it's one of those moments that literally at the end of the verse, the song had built itself, but it grew from the beginning of the verse to the end of the verse. And the great thing about my brothers is we speak the same language so much, even though we have different variations. So once you pass the baton over, they hear where you're going, and then just jump in. So, you know, Dan was the Dan that he is. But like he said with the other one, that's enough of the upfront about it. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you Maxine for the time that's left.
Let's go.
I never ran the block, but if I did, it would be with some Mississippi kids. Or AR for Arkansas, just a little rock for a pot to piss, or a heat of the thaw, or a pops that did. Sometimes show me its flaw, but more than fair weather, there was always law. More than likely, I'll be arrested. At a march where freedom's protested, I just did the best I could imagine. Creatively made castles from cabin. Uncle Tom probably laughing. Don't puff up enough to think about passing. Nellie Narsa novels ain't read for fashion. And Petrie gave me the streets where dreams could walk. And Nikki G gave me the words I talk. Ought to construct a shrine for the trouble. Hamdulillah for races and rebuttal. The subtle strut that I affect in public affects many eyes. So this look I publish, I must fit into a 45 or a musket. When tears fall, hit the bullet on the head. The mustard of percussion is the condiment to common sense. I drive far and I ain't ate ramen since. My compliments to the chef and no one else. Gourmet sword play like I rhyme with meth. And for the time that's left, I leave the Maxine. For the time that's left, for the time that's left.
On beats, I bon appetit, the flows magnifique, unique styles I throw away that they can go ahead and keep. Defeat hangs around my victories, but we ain't homeboys. I manifest destinies, creating my own joy. An old boy with modern methods, a lot of efforts what it took for me to live this long. From my genetics, they could kill me in the streets and walk away from the deed free, without a second thought given to those who need me. Heed me before I'm going out like that. That sharp thing I told around be poking out your back, and that's a fact. Like artifacts, they looted from my African kings. The sons and encores a magical thing. My Maxine's a gold Maxima. I used to have a gray one. I never smoked L, so why you think I'm trying to take one? I seen my top and my rock bottom like the great one. So I'll be walking tall around this piece until my day
and
comes.
For the time that's left, it's Maxine. For the time that's left, it's Maxine. For the time that's left, it's Maxine. For the time that's left, it's Maxine.
I'm sad, my friends. Yeah, yup, that happened again. A man was murdered and black was his sin. They framing his crime to justify his hanging, so I'm say it in rhyme. Speak, I'm reclaiming my time, reclaiming his soul. Same body, name is unknown. This is vengeance, not forgiveness. Yeah, I'm aiming for domes. Can't get beyond the fact that I'll always be blind. But I'll keep reloading that strap till they changing they tone. Yeah, there's always something on my shoulder, but it's not a chip. It's my brother leaning over cause he need a lift. It wasn't till I got older realized it was a gift. So I try to be more Yoda, but I'm more like Sith. Fear, anger, hate, then the suffering. Suffer in the same slums that we shut it in. It must have been the lack of color in the government. You know what? Motherfucker then.
And for the time that's left, it's Maxine. For the time that's left, it's Maxine. For the time that's left, it's Maxine. For the time that's left, it's Maxine.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Yeah, not yet.
Hold up.
So, I mean, to be honest, it's the best record I heard so far.
That's what's up. We appreciate
how it comes in and out, how it started. You know, of course, you know, Griot handling the handle. But what I'm saying is like, it was catchy. It worked. It all just it flew right into each other. And I love how everybody took their part and just kind of like. It's like, okay, listen, it was like you guys passed around the microphone.
Right.
I thought that was dope.
I received that, definitely. You know, as I say, this was my baby, you know. Always happy when the brothers trust me. Like, Griot, go with it, we gonna run with you. And just that idea of reclaiming my time, the idea of Maxine Waters, just stuck in my head. And so for the time that's left, I leave to Maxine. That's where you get that refrain. But that idea of just being able to reclaim your time in a variety of ways. And I begin my verse off incredibly introspectively, because I always think about the fact that, you know, like, I'm not going to give you street bars because I don't have a street bar pedigree. Like, it's literally not in my life. I've never sold dope. So I can't talk to you about selling dope. But for the time that's left, I can give you these bars. I can give you this introspection, and then I can pass it along to my brothers, and did an excellent job of handling the pill.
Yeah, he not only did he set it off crazy, but he told me I had to rhyme next. He was like, yo, you gotta rhyme next because I'm setting it up, you know, like my compliments to the chef, but no one else.
Gourmet swordplay, like I rhyme
with meth. So it was like he's the Ray and I'm the Ghost in that analogy. So he set me up to come in like that. So I was
that shit was like the triangle offense right there.
That is ironic that you say that, because as the Suns, within the Suns, we kind of click off within the Suns, and Anon, Punch, and myself are referred to as the triad. So it's like that you call us the triangle offense, then we refer to unofficially as the triad. That's kind of, we talk our little junk within the crew sometimes about how the triad get busy.
Dope.
That's a given. Supposed to.
Yeah. Me and Carvel have a way of foreseeing things. You know what I mean?
Right. I see that.
Even on the show, like we'll meet people that we never even like just through video. We'll meet them on video. We never met in our life, and I'll be like Carvel will be like, yo, you sound like such and such, and dude will be like, yeah, well, I'm from Detroit. That's why I sound like that. And we're like, oh shit,
Nice.
well, such and such is from Detroit. So yeah, man, it's just listening to the music and understanding. It's a translation. Yeah, it's a translation. Man, it's not just about understanding the words that people are given, but the energy that's being transfused from the music. You know what I mean?
Right. Appreciate you.
Definitely.
Big shout out to Uncle Cornelius on the beat again. I gotta get my brother.
Very big shout out to Uncle on that one.
Yes,
man.
That was a monster in the third and the quarter.
Let me know what y'all favorite joint so far in the chat room, man. And make sure y'all go to Divine Sons on Spotify. Follow them. Also follow them on Instagram. At Divine Sons Music on Instagram, and check out the website
www.webeautifulpeople.com.
I'm gonna hold you down. So look, webeautifulpeople.com is where you can get the merch. If you want to know about all things Divine Sons, the good starting place is Divine Sons, like sun in the sky, .bandcamp.com. Because that's our Bandcamp page with all our music, but it also will link you to our YouTube. It'll link you to our social medias. And we're also on Facebook as Divine Sons as well. Divine Sons, at Divine Sons on Twitter, at Divine Sons Music on Instagram. And you can see, my handle at the Dan Johnny 5, at Anand Degrio. We're all over, man. But we appreciate the love, and we would love to interact with y'all, and y'all give us feedback. One thing I did want to say is, in this era, we wanted to come with some visuals when the album dropped, but COVID kind of pushed that back. Maxine was one of the videos that I wanted to drop out the gate, but we're gonna drop Maxine when it's a little colder because we gotta have on hoodies.
I got a vision. Listen,
we gotta have hoodies.
Listen, see, look, this is one of those times where we had to have like some brotherly almost infighting. Like, nah, I hear you, but no. I'm seeing something, and I'm gonna be unhappy if it goes any other way. But I think we're all in agreement and in understanding that visual is gonna definitely tie it and bring it to life in the way that it should properly.
So right now we planting seeds for this next joint.
See, yeah, perfect.
All right. So then, let's just get into it, and then we'll talk a little bit about it afterwards. It's called Seeds. We here with Divine Sons. Carvo Music, Kosan, NOT, Break a Leg, ENT. Let's go.
I'm begging for mercy, blood on my jersey. Living in the trenches with the ones who have cursed me. Humans are a virus, listen to the earth speak. Nerves weak, first week, cutting off my shirt sleeves. Summer melodies to me are the worst beats. Soul remains cold like the season that birthed me. In autumn we don't fall, like leaves from the trees. Divine Sons combo with dungeon and killer bees. 20 plus seasons, no crippling injuries. Better be a better breed, no cheddar can get to me. My price tag priceless, whole swag iceless. Coming from my place and face to leave you lifeless. Started black box in my mama basement. Drop pain and got game, now you rocking with the greatest. Drop Forge Lane, 1997 statement. 20 years later and I'm feeling like we made it.
I remember back when I was younger, thought I was older. Back when dad was slaving and mom was praying to Oprah. Back when John was spin that cap gun back in the holster. Back when I let niggas in closer than they supposed to. Thought I knew it all. You see them hoes? I tried to screw them off. No one in school or on the block could say this dude was soft. The one thing that they could say though, that dude is on. Marched to my own beat, I never cut the music off. It's still playing in the background. Yo, if I'm riding or I'm writing shit, I hear it in the track now. It sound like drama playing inside of an opera, performing a play called Karma while I'm waiting for it to wrap round. I used to dream that I could free the gutter. Back when we knew how to treat our mothers. Back when we read the back of CD covers. Back to a time where I could see my brother. Back in the day when we believed each other. Facts.
Swear I sung this one song so much, melody don't matter, but diction can't be touched. Them hand-me-down hammer pants was clutch, but then a nigga got flame. Ashes to dust, never been regular. Fear no competitor. I listed my skills, label it, etc. Take a mountain to measure the impact of how rap made kush from the regular. Went from pages to cellular, papers to cellular. At a cellular level, I'm part predator. Pray for the dead, but somebody gotta die. To my words, I'm wed, somebody gotta try. I remember when I didn't wanna remember, but remember, I've been a member since Lou Alcindor. Taller than Dave on my profile on Tinder. Music medicates when I'm injured. Come on.
God-given talent, faith of a mustard seed, something to strive for, that's all a hustler needs. If we just spoke on rap, where the discussion lead? My core deserve more than rugged beats and custom tees. Embrace my role, can't trade my soul for a couple streams. That's why to rock with the flow, you need a submarine. The metaphor means you travel in troubled waters without the sense of direction to navigate to the border. Could've bodied them all, but I had to weigh the importance of a crown. When they won't obey the authority, I can't blame them. Biggest are running wild and the government can't tame them. Stimulus coming now cause there's money in campaigning and war profits. If you envision these words, you see the raw optics. I'm more profit and less killer. I wish a lot of these MCs were more topic and less filler.
Seeds. That's Seeds right there. Produced by Charlie P. Charlie P gets busy. So the lineup on Seeds is that's Plex.
That was my favorite joint so far, yo.
That's what's up. Now that's actually probably gonna be the first video. It's that's Plex, Punch, Anon, and then me, right? That's the order.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Seeds. That one, man, we were just cooking, man. It was kind of like, you know, everybody just added their own seasoning to it. I really can't really describe the creative process for Seeds any differently than that.
There is nothing.
Yeah, that was just cooking.
What I felt was really awesome about that record was, forget a hook. It's bigger than that. Forget a hook. Forget trying to say something and having everybody kind of have their own sibilance. That was to me like real ciphers. But instead of like the last song where it sounded like you guys kind of passed the mic along, this one sounded like, okay, well, there was a podium and everyone took their one going up to the podium to speak.
I feel that.
Word up. Yo, Dan, you was last on that?
Yeah, that's me. Yeah,
your verse was crazy, bro.
Thanks,
crazy. Man. And Anon, the way you came at it, man, the delivery was incredible, bro.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. I don't think I could have had anybody better follow me. I think that especially that ending with Dan jumping behind me, I think it just flowed so incredibly perfect. And those first two lines, Dan, them first two bars, God-given talent, faith of a mustard seed. I was done with the verse at that point.
That's all a hustler needs.
I was done at that point. I was done. I didn't even need to hear the rest of the verse. He could have put the rest of the verse on mute. That was enough for me. But I knew the rest of the verse was going to be killer when it began, that precise and that focused.
No doubt. Thank you, man. And again, the one thing I will say that we don't talk about enough, that for me, is it's an honor, but it's also it's one of MC's toughest dilemmas is when a record is pretty much established and you're kind of tasked with taking it home. And so like most MCs will tell you that your first bars are the hardest to get. But imagine writing your first bars when you already heard 3 phenomenal verses and you being tasked with taking it home. So at that point, it's like, wow, what do I say? You know what I mean? So I remember riding to this, and I listened to the record a couple times, but then I just got the instrumental and had it on loop in the car. And that's where I do a lot of my writing, is in the car or in my, when at my leisure. I don't ever really get to sit down with a pen and pad. A lot of time it's in my head, in the car, at work or whatever, and I'm just kind of escaping in my thoughts for a minute. So I just remember like, yo, I got to figure out a way to set this verse off. And that was like those first 2 bars. I'm really proud of those.
Yeah.
Dope.
A lot of people equated the, starting the creative process of writing to the same thing that happens with cars.
Yeah.
It's completely cold engine, and you got to. Sometimes it's easy as turning the key, and other times you got to get a mechanic or someone to go in there and make it start.
Right.
Like sometimes no matter how dead your battery is, you still got to get to where you got to go. So this car better run.
Right.
And and it sounds like, even if you told me, man, it was really difficult trying to see what to say, but you made it sound effortless. You made it sound like, you know what? I fell right into the pocket. Like, boop, like it was easy.
I mean, I think that's the interesting dichotomy, right? Like, I don't think any of us believes that we're not talented. I think we know we're good with the bars. I think we know that everyone else is good with the bars as well, right? So it's a situation where A, I don't want to let my brothers down, and B, I don't want to let myself down, and then C, for myself. So let me get out of my head so that this can be natural, right? Because, like, yes, I know I can perform with these cats. I know I can, but every time I touch the pad, every time I'm considering something we're doing, it's almost as though I'm starting over again as an MC. Right. I'm never walking in as a vet. I'm never walking in like Jay. I'm walking in sweaty, clammy hands every time, like, oh shit, I gotta bring it this time. Oh shit, I gotta bring it this time. And I think that tension matched with support is what allows us to give a product that we can enjoy. It's tension on everybody's behalf to make sure they're their best, even though we know that this is a loving environment. So you're gonna be built up in the process. So,
but hold up. So you hit the shot to tie the game, and Dan hit the shot to win the game.
Yes.
Yes. On that last joint.
And I received that. And I received that. Because we want the W. And as he tells you, he don't smoke L, so you know he's not going to take one.
That's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Now, I feel it, though. The only reason I say that is, because, like, it don't matter when you're in a group and you're doing songs in a group, sometimes you don't even pick who goes first.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't be like, all right, you go first, you go second. It's like some people, they write their verse and they're like, all right, you're going first. But then sometimes it happens the other way around. You might be like, all right, you set it off, and then he goes next, and then I go last. You know what I mean?
Let's go all the way back, though, to the beginning. The first verse on the whole album, Invisible People, I said, my fam's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Right now, I take the shot. For them, I'd rather set the screen. That's pretty much how we carry it. You know what I mean? It's like you said, that's what we do. We a team, man. I don't have to. It's not about always being the shooter. Sometimes, man, that screen man need more credit.
Yeah. So, sometimes you got to hold the camera for somebody else.
Right. Literally and figuratively.
You feel me? Yeah. Exactly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So let's get into this next joint, man. It's called Georgia Pine. I'm interested in hearing that, man. I like the title, man.
Georgia Pine. Plex, I wish Plex was here to tell the story. So I would rather get into it, and if need be, we'll discuss it after it plays. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of one of those.
Let's do it. Let's get into it.
Shout out to Diligent Swats.
All right.
Burning Georgia pine, torching rhymes, scorch you alive. On the court, my starting five, Jordan's Bulls in the prime. Your unfortunate demises, my guys rise and climb. Designed for the grind, we shine every time. My plight is authentic, divine, cause God sent it. Connected to the suns, we keeping you all centered. Like the planets in orbit, with the jams I recorded. It was written in the plan, sit back and absorb it.
Morbid dreams fail to frighten, cause my life is more extreme when situations arise. No surprise, I saw the schemes before they thought it. Caught it just as soon as they put the vibe out. Now how about we skip the pleasantries and get the knives out. Then cut close, respected to the utmost. My college boys and cutthroats from Flowtown to Motown. What up, though? Hey, yo, what up, yo? Time is running out. When Charlie's chefing up the beats, know the rhymes ain't running out.
I just got a message from Dre, ayy. The South got something to say, ayy. I just got a message from Dre, ayy. The South got something to say.
The gods made me never wanna be a savage. The odds made me never wanna be average. That means the means will never suffice. Audacious with adjectives, never be nice. Couscous versus white whites, black power versus white flight. Subversive cursing in a knife fight. Like Mexican God on boots, sometimes you gotta see it to know it's the truth.
Scooped in a deuce coupe to unravel the noose loose. From angels at blue flutes to gangsters in zoot suits. Not the one to talk to. You ain't got enough troops in my hood, we ain't jump rope. We play duck, duck, shoot. I can tell that you've been inside. You ain't got the skin to ride. The heart of a coward, it ain't that hard to identify. My bars smell like genocide. My pistol's been gentrified. May lay down the sword, but never set in this pen aside.
I just got a message from Dre, ayy. The South got something to say, ayy. I just got a message from Dre, ayy. The South got something to say.
You may remember me in the infinity for torture mind. Georgia Pine's the remedy. I'm a Kennedy. All this death I seen can't rid this red with the best Visine. I mean, it's better shit. I'm in my homie stage. Bars hit like shadow kicks from Johnny Cage. If mommy stays, I become a home wrecker. Watch a man's norm transform to a chrome stretcher. As time travel, my rhyme battles are long lectures. No Twitter page, my bitter rage is strong pressure. This song fresher, knowing that I'm quite slum. New pussy, never know when I might come. You can't say a man's joint is tight, dumb. And don't respect the standpoint he writes from. I'm done. That Cujo Red cost a limb, but I thank God, cause I could've lost a friend.
I just got a message from Dre, ayy. The South got something to say, ayy. I just got a message from Dre, ayy. The South got something to say.
Yeah. Hey, yo. So look, that was Georgia Pine, and I'm a cook on this one, and I'm gonna let you fall back. So Diligent is the other half of 8 a.m. Anon and Diligent are a group within the Sons called 8 a.m. Okay. Diligent is one of the original Divine Sons as well. Dill got a few good stories about how he would come to my dorm room every day after class, and I'd put on instrumentals and we would freestyle for hours. I mean, that's real facts, you know. So Diligent is one of the original group members. Diligent's schedule, and his work schedule, his availability can fluctuate. So we have to make sure we include our bro in the mix. And we was like, yo, we got a few, we were kind of getting further into the project, and we was like, yo, we gotta let Dill cook. And the best way to do it is to give him space to just do him. And Georgia Pine, you know, the concept was kind of built around an homage to Dill. And everybody, we decided we were gonna write our rhymes in tandem to feed off of each other and come in with 8-bar joints and let Dill take that thing home with the hook and the last verse. And Dill did that. Shout out to Charlie P on the production. The order, of course, is Plex Long, me, Anon, Punch, and Dill, which is funny. And we got a concept for a potential video for Georgia Pine, which is funny because within the crew, we've done, like I said, this is our 6th album, but everything we release under the name Divine Sons. But even under that, there's some Divine Sons albums that are kind of, I guess spearheaded is the word, by certain group members. So there's a Divine Sons album called Conscious and Cadillac. And Conscious and Cadillac was spearheaded by Anon and Punch. So that's really like a Divine Sons album that really is an Anon and Punch album, right? But then there's a Divine Sons album called Real Life Rap, which is Plex and me spearheading it. So it's really a Divine Sons album kind of spearheaded by me and Plex. So on this record, you get real life rap on the first verse, Conscious and Cadillac on the second verse, and then you let Diligent take it home. So it's kind of the video concept. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's kind of going to piggyback off of all those ideas.
Oh, that's awesome.
Dope.
That's awesome.
Dope.
That sounds like it's gonna take people there, because these are the stories, like creating these moments and these stories that once people, once they, of course, they're buying into the whole team, they're really looking at you guys as a cohesive unit that's moving forward. In the process of when they start seeing all these different ways of how you put it together to show like unity, but still have independence, like it's gonna be crazy. You really working on some like Wu-Tang right now, like y'all really you separate them together.
That's funny that you say that, because Seeds, to go back to the record before Georgia Pine, Seeds is heavily it's really inspired by our aspiration, respect and admiration rather for the Dungeon family and Wu-Tang. And the original name of Seeds, the original name of the record was Dungeon Killer Bees because of that. And it's like, I
was thinking Goody Mob, I was thinking,
And Diligent is very, very, very great friends with the Goody Mob and
Big Bro Cujo Goody.
Carbo actually texted that to me while the song was playing.
Yeah, if you listen to his,
kind of sound like some Goody Mob type shit.
If you listen to Dill's verse at the end of Georgia Pine, he alludes to the accident that Cujo had, because that's his man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because he said, because I could have lost a friend. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
But you know how it is. Was he talking about that? Let's tune in, folks. Who knows?
No, I can attest to that. I've had the pleasure of being backstage with Goody Mob in East Point. Dill and I, as 8 AM, along with Hush Punch Champ, have performed with with Timo and Cujo for the South Got Something to Say. We were running down Black Diamond at 8 AM until the Corona shut us down. So no, I can attest to that. Big Cujo Goody, the big homie, the big brother, definitely always looking out. Great energy, and Diligent is definitely Mr. Southwest Atlanta, Mr. Campbellton Road.
Before we move to the next record, I gotta say, I don't know if you're watching the chat or not, but that's my favorite bar of yours, man. The gods made me never want to be a savage. The odds made me never want to be average. I said, oh man, when I heard that, I was like, ooh, I wish I thought of that one. That was crazy. That's a line, boy. That's a bar right there.
Whew. Dope. So this next joint is called No Sequels. What's that about?
All right, No Sequels. No Sequels is featuring my man Will Pease, Veer, and our other divine brother, Finale. Y'all familiar with Finale from Detroit? But if not, Finale is also one of our Morehouse brothers from when we started back in the day, but he's had a pretty successful solo career on his own. So No Sequels is kind of like, man, you're not really getting another chance at this. You know what I mean? Ain't no sequel. But just this is one of my favorites.
Yes.
Yeah.
No Sequels. Let's go. Divine Sons featuring Will Pease, Veer, and Finale.
Whenever it's hot, I'm the protocol. You going against me is like shooting jump shots with a bowling ball. I owe it all the non-believers and naysayers. Their motives all flop. Their life achievements on my day's labor. I hope that y'all not the type to reason with these placators that sold us all out. To pat their pockets, they on boats, we on the docket. I'm the type to kick in the door, they known to knock it. Looking flying, Christian Dior. I want to rock it like Elon. To success, I made the beeline. I know it's things that you keep falling behind. You want your slice of this American pie, but all they serving you is key lime. Live your truth and you won't have to rely on how they got it designed. This one life, I try my best to make sure it's done right. Don't ever let them take away your sunlight, just to brighten their day. 'Cause they will, and that's real. What a will. I'm living this one life. I try my best to make sure it's done right. Don't ever let them take away your sunlight, just to brighten their day.
A 1-2, it's on hook. I refuse to take the blame for those who came and set the ball low. Every verse is like my name, and I treat my name like Marlowe. You go to extreme streams for passion. I'm asking how far though. Just tell me where the line is drawn. I tell you where your rhymes is wrong. Smacking respect out of frauds by fact checking facades. You're standing next to black excellence. God took a break and admired his handiwork when Dan was birthed. I won't say that he broke the mold, cause it belonged to daddy first. You had to burst the energy, a little flirt with success. Yet the worst scripts I spit eclipse your personal best. Yes, I'm trolling. Hold on, don't take it personal yet. I let you live to rhyme again. I'm such a merciful vet. With beans burning on the grill and fish frying in the kitchen. Just saying I got stuff to do, denying my existence won't diffuse the light I shine, all the shadow I cast. That's the way to losing your mind, trying to battle my past.
I'm living this one life. I try my best to make sure it's done right. Don't ever let them take away your sunlight, just to brighten their day.
Cause they will, and that's real. What's up here?
I'm living this one life. I try my best to make sure it's done right. Don't ever let them take away your sunlight, just to brighten their day.
Let's go, let's go. The Creole.
Cue the schoolboy, the omega of bars. Tap dance on the grave before I dance with stars. Rival American idols, liable to crash the bridal recital because I feel entitled. The final destination after you hear my verse. Congregation contemplating a body and a hearse. Curse at the spelling bee, converse and felony. Tone deaf to the dreams that niggas is selling me. Been on economic blackout since Hope came back out, and it's gon' stay that way till the meek choose to act out. Be it chasing a dream or a specific revenge. I stand where the sidewalk ends and Front Street begins. Top dog on the list, meaning I'm the precipice. Bump like a terrorist or crisscross at 9-6. Maybe 94, maybe my memory slips, but on my pen I got the tightest grip, and that's my gift.
Got him so afraid on my grass, you know, watching motorcades. I control the wave, you can call it supernova, space age. You more like Super Grover with your super soaker. Next entree, 3,000 like Andre. Got the picante, sauce heavy, the boss ready. Not doing too much out here with your medley, sounding like Teddy. You welcome to tell whoever you met me. The messenger like Melly, squad leader still can see way more than what cadets see. Respect me before I make you do it. Let's be clear, when I lose it, then you gon' lose it. Comprehend they stupid, now let's get to it. It was all the sheet wrote when the verdict was off, until the result the curtain call. What did we learn to burn them all? No concern for y'all, learn the flow, so the false turn them off. I live a witness around and confirm it all. To tell y'all how to serve the wrong. What do you find when you get with a clique of brothers who divine ahead of your time? Are we still on the grind? Let the person been running this shit in my prime. I know what's mine is mine, but no matter what, it's divine mine. Let's go.
Living this one life. I try my best to make sure it's done right. Don't ever let them take away your sunlight, just to brighten their day. I'm living this one life. I try my best to make sure it's done right. Don't ever let them take away your sunlight, just to brighten their day.
Yeah. That's No Sequels featuring Will Pease, Veer, and Finale, produced by On Cornelius. This was a part of that 4-pack that we got from On Cornelius when we got Cause I Love You, Maxine, and No Sequels is a part of that 4-pack. It was another record that's probably gonna either come out on a Plex Long project that was in that 4-pack, because we had songs that we didn't use for the album that came out dope, but we just didn't use them for the album. But yeah, No Sequels is crazy. Me and Will Pease had just did a record for his upcoming album, and I let the boys hear it. And I think it was Plex was like, yo, we need him on a hook and a verse. And he actually didn't want to sing. He laid the hook as a reference for a female vocalist. But we liked his reference so much that we added the female vocalist with Veer, but we kept his vocals too. So that's kind of how that came to be.
Yo.
Nice. Yeah, man. Yo, shout out Pet Sounds, man.
Yeah.
That flip was hard. That was a cool flip.
Word up,
I know.
Word up.
So that's
it had like
funny.
the hook had like a Mr. Porter kind of feel to
It
it.
That's what's up.
Now,
Yeah,
I
man.
Like I like how he switched up his cadence too. Remember, I'm a cadence guy, so he said, "Yeah, I was waiting for it." I was like, "Somebody really, there's so much space in this record.
Mhm.
Dig it, really good."
This record, man. I told a story when we was talking in a private chat. I think, because I was supposed to spearhead this record while Nan was spearheading Maxine, and Punch was spearheading Cause I Love You, but at the same time, this is when Anon told me that I had to rhyme second on Maxine, And I also found out that I was rhyming on "Cause I Love You." So I was writing these 3 rhymes around the same time. And luckily they also asked for Will Pease to get on the joint. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let Will cook. And he sent his verse. And it was kind of, for me, the beauty of No Sequels for me was something that I think Carvo, said earlier, was that it wasn't about just going dumb. It was about, you know, being a piece to the puzzle and getting the song where it needed to be. Like I like my verse, but I love Anon's verse, and I love what Finale did at the end. You know what I mean? So it was like, for me, I wanted to be the transition as opposed to the actual, you know, the just anything other than that, you know.
Got you.
Yeah, this is one of those ones where I was fortunate, you know, because again, I didn't jump on this immediately. I also had my hands full with a few different things. Like I say, also working on my own solo project, so recording things for that. And it was going to be one of those where I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll miss this one. It's okay. I love it. I can cheer from the stands. I'm happy with my brothers. But Dan was like, no, actually, you're getting on this. So there was no choice. It was like, no, there's space for you. Nothing's changing. You're getting on this. So kind of like the same way he got his marching orders. I was like, well, dang, all right, well, I need to get my bars ready for this as well. Go ahead.
No, you still talking about this record?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was going, the next record, I want you to talk about that one.
Yep. I like, it's already in my head. Yeah, as a matter of fact, it's perfect. That's a perfect segue into it, actually, right? So, for this record, the one we're just talking about, No Sequels, it's always interesting to be able to write when you've heard the verses. And sometimes we play around in different ways. Sometimes we won't listen to anybody else's verse, and sometimes we'll just write. But a lot of times I personally listen to the verses to get inspiration, to kind of get an idea of where everyone is, to kind of find my space in there. And then there are times like where we're about to go next, where we put on a full MC clinic with ourselves. So the next joint you're about to hear, everyone wrote blindly. I was allowed to begin the story. You begin the story and then you pass the baton along, and then the story gets continued. So we have a story that moves in 4 movements from 4 different MCs, with no MC being privy to anything at all until right before they were sent to begin working on their verses.
And when we say blindly, we mean blindly. Like, you didn't even hear the beat, but you didn't hear nothing. You Anon heard the beat when it was, and I said, I made the beat. I did a production on this one. This is probably one of my finer moments on this whole album. I did this beat, and I said, Anon, I want you to set off the story. And the deal is, not only do you get to set off the story, you get to decide who rhymes next. Now, Anon, I will say you kind of cheated a little bit, because you set off the story and you sent it to me, the person who made the beat. So it was kind of unfair, and that I did get to hear the beat. Yeah.
But remember, that was Punch's. That was because Punch was so adamant about going later into the track.
Yeah, he didn't want to go early.
And so I felt like if I tried to put him in that position, it might have taken us longer to get this done. But if I sent it over to you, it's a little bit of cheating, but it would continue the story moving. And then he and Plex would have that ability to add in and add on. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Reading Rainbow, and it's a story joint. And the story, there was no discussion about the story. You didn't know what the story is about till you heard it. You didn't hear the beat until it was your turn, except for me. And it's one of my favorite records, man. And it's one of my favorite Divine Son songs, period.
All right, let's get into it. Reading Rainbow, one of my favorite shows as a child.
Exactly, and it is inspired by that show. Yes.
Let's go.
Streets devour souls frequently, on their own time, on frequency. But this time could have had the decency to decently not send a kid into delinquency. Saw his father on the curb, didn't cry a river or utter a word. There was a shame to the end of this game. Plus, Pops had mud on his name, and the pop came from close range. Those things trigger spirals into cocaine, lascivious living, and dirty exchange, where only blunt ashes remain. He copped a chain, copped an automatic, chopped the cane, and he got tatted. Turned everyone he knew into an addict, but couldn't change the fact that his pop ratted. And that's gang.
Time kept moving, so the years flew past while he overcompensated cause he couldn't choose his dad. Refused to be viewed as the son of a snitch, so he ruled with an iron fist. The perspective of detectives as they tried to build a case. They were sleeping on his hustle, but the streets were still awake. Real estate was his launder game. Just in case the drama came, everything he owned was in his baby mama Tanya's name. Tanya came from a long line of killers. She copped him the automatic, had a strong mind for business. If they show respect, the side chicks didn't phase her. Plus the word being out that she was held with a razor. Pinpoint accurate with money like a laser, but she just couldn't jail with his sister Anastasia, the only other woman that he listened to. Whenever liquor started flowing, they would get into it.
What goes around comes around, the universe moves in a spiral. What's done in the dark will eventually go viral. It was all good just a week ago, a warning that he needed though. So he kept all his runners and his soldiers on the need to know basis. No jakes or unfamiliar faces. Need to talk to him, go through Tanya and Anastasia. Swear he had it locked, so no surprise that he was shocked. When home alone, he got a knock and at the door was a cop.
My name's Detective Foreman. Investigating the murder of a former police informant. Apparently you know him.
That case been closed for years. Now what makes you think it's warming?
Cause I got a tip last night and it seems to be a warning. If what they say is true, the one that killed your father now wants to kill you too. So what you want to do? Look, I know how you got wealthy. It looks like you keep healthy. You want to stay that way? You're gonna have to help me.
Choices, protect his name or give away the game. Already hearing voices, expect to live in shame. Mobsters eating pasta, lobsters and oysters. Manifested his papa through the name of his lawyer. Fame with no honor, ready to spill the Goya. Should've played for the Hoyas, but instead in informant. Hindsight 2020, primetime Diane Sawyer. Flashback visions, white detectives in his foyer. Apple from the tree in a state of misery. Gave away his liberty for a new identity. Not the legacy he wanted, stressing, getting blunted. Tons of marijuana, sun inside a tiny stomach. Snitch heritage, mock for his arrogance. Brought a side bitch trips and a new pair of tits. Anastasia got raided, started reading papers. Witness signatures next to her brother's statement. Heart feeling vacant, made bond arrangements. Picked up by Jason in the old Honda station. 2 hours later, pregnant Tanya on the pavement. Shots to the head, but the baby didn't make it.
Reading Rainbow.
Yo, you know what that remind me of? That remind me of Crew. If y'all remember Crew, CRU.
Yeah.
Word.
Crew joint. And I
Yep.
love Crew, man. I had
Just another case.
Man, bubbling.
Just another case about the wrong pad.
Mm-hmm.
No.
That was there. You know what I mean? The storytelling game was pretty crazy. And then when you hear how you guys came up with the concept and just how you wrote it, nice.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Thank you.
I would love to see a video based on the concept of how y'all wrote it.
We're trying to get it animated.
The creative process of how y'all wrote it.
Oh.
Like where it's just like a blindsided story.
That would be dope. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be dope. We actually want to do an animated video for it, but we trying to figure that out because those things can be pricey. We trying to figure it out though. But we think that'll be dope if we could do it. Just bring the story to life, man. Because it's something that we're so proud of. You know what I mean? And like this was like by a non picking me second, and by Punch wanting to go later in the process, we got to give let Plex cool for a minute because Plex, like we said, he always jumps on records first. But this was one time where we wanted him to cook last, so he could feel that he could feel that the other end of the spectrum, and he came through, he killed it, man. So
he had to take the game winning shot at that,
right?
Literally.
Exactly,
and decided whether or not the baby was gonna make it.
And everybody who listened to the record will say, "Dang, the baby didn't make it." And it's like, you know, that's it's love. And it's interesting to me because I know that if I would have written the verse after mine, it might have taken some different turns. Like, and we never talked about that. And I probably, you know, I've never said this, but I actually thought, and it's ill that Plex did kind of do that, but I intended for there to be some tension between Anastasia and Tanya. I thought it was going to be something different than what he did, but I set it up because I wanted there to be something with Tanya and Anastasia, and he did that on his own. So it was.
Well, I think we left the breadcrumbs, right? Like me leaving the breadcrumbs of him trying to escape his dad, recognizing that that's a shadow that he was going to be wrestling with his whole life, which set Plex up for the slam dunk in the end. And I think what I love the most about it is, I mean, this is a 100% fictional story, and yet it's not fictional at all. You know what I mean? Like it's very applicable. Insert some different names. Go to Cleveland, go to Chicago, go to Milwaukee, go to Atlanta, and this is, you know, someone's tale.
Right. Oh. Right. So now, man, we at the title track.
The title track.
The title track, man. This is another one of those ones. And I know you probably hear my name.
And it's
come up a
featuring
lot.
the same singer from
Veer. Yeah, featuring Veer.
No Sequels.
From No Sequels. And Punch will say that whenever we do songs or thematic songs, a lot of times he comes to me for a production because we have probably talked about the concepts you know, exhaustively, and the Beautiful was a concept that was bubbling, that we wanted it to be an album, but we also knew that it had to have some song representation. If you ever go into our YouTube bag, there's a song at the shirt Anon has on there saying "We Beautiful People." We have a song entitled "We Beautiful People," and it's a video for it. It's probably, I would say, probably our most popular song before this album, "We Beautiful People." So the Beautiful is kind of like the evolution of that concept. And Punch told me we needed a beat for it. When you hear this record, I feel like, you know, I can say confidently you're going to feel it, but I also want you to go check out We Beautiful People, because this is like the spiritual successor to that. And when you run them to like that, you can see like the evolution of the crew, and you can kind of see the concept, you know, growing as well. But
planting seeds.
Yeah.
Yes,
indeed. It's the Beautiful, the title track to the project. Make sure y'all follow Divine Sons Music on Instagram. Go check out webeautifulpeople.com.
Right.
Let's get it. Oh, 1 second.
Man, we're going to have to start giving you like enough time to do this as people are talking. Because, man, you be having all these dramatic breaks. You be like, yeah, it's time to do it. Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
I gotta come at him.
I don't have the songs downloaded. I'm streaming it from Spotify. So I mean, I don't have. It's not my intentions of doing that, but it's cool.
I know, man. Come on, man.
It's all good, bro.
It's all gravy, man. You know, Spotify for the W. You know,
boosting them streams up.
Right, boost them streams up. Hey, Spotify, what's up with it?
There you go. Get the streams right, man.
Yeah.
Let's go, man. All right, I'm back.
All right, yo.
Oh, I see why. I got it.
Earth and the trees, the birds and the bees, the urge to just be. The earth and the trees, the birds and the bees, the urge to just be the raw, flawed version of me. The lesson learned, turn and burn the words in my sleeve. Love life, come right, witness the birth of a seed, the death of a son, the dawn of the world, the trek of the one, the challenges, the work of what's destined to come. Applying the code, the flies in the mold, the highs and the lows, the love of a child, hell, the dying with no joke. The touch of her hand, the smell of her hair, the rushing of blood, the line between lusting and love, the hopefulness, the openness, all trust and no judge. Late night conversations of what's up above, the rise of a slave, the fall of a king, the revelation of what it all means, answering the call in my dreams, the dog in the fight, the law of the right, the cause of the light, the song I've been longing to write like all of my life, yo. The genesis and the feeling of finishing, the generous benefiting the penniless, the gentleness of a child like innocent, the beautiful, yeah, the beautiful.
Live in the pitch and your son makes contact. The perfect curves in the small of your wife's back. Losing your way but getting back on the right track. The beautiful, the beautiful. My wife's got 2 boyfriends, ages 8 and 3. Often I'm awakened by the youngest trying to take my sheets. Our eyes meet and he just shoots me a smile. A studious child, his spirit's where the beauty is found. The truth is, they both handsome like their daddy but with better hearts. I line our baby pictures up, you can't tell us apart. I shut the studio down, sell it for parts and never rap again before I ever depart from them. Megan knows while our lives are filled with ebbs and flows, whoever poses threats to our home, letting them go. I ain't trying to talk gangster, just letting you know. And only calling me danger if it's never gonna show. Some used to say I had a selfish soul, while others kept me on the bill for my rebellious flows. But the best thing I ever did in life was be a husband and a father. The pleasure is all mine, I'm honored.
We're either spiritual beings birthed in a purpose, or we're just humans, just flesh and surface. Neither analogy requires perfect. For every religious scroll, control is in the searching. Even Christ asked if the cup could be passed from before his periphery, but the sins of the dad also gets passed. But a Asar would be far from tribute. Liberation still possible, plus chance to contribute to a society that violently feasts on black boy souls, black boy gold and black boy goals. I pray that black boy knows this battle ain't his alone, and that a cell could never be home. I keep minutes on my phone and money on his books. You heard similar stories, it's harder than it looks. Inspiration took hold, my acquiescence is dutiful. Some prayers are musical, but all of them are beautiful.
Live in a pitch and your son makes contact. The perfect curves in the small of your wife's back. Losing your way but getting back on the right track. The beautiful, the beautiful.
Old enough to admit when you're wrong, bold enough to insist you belong, cold enough to go at it alone. The beautiful, the beautiful.
The quiet storm of night spawned a calm we lurk in search. A righteous form returns before man work the earth. A silent night writing lines off the earth and jerk. Return to paradise, a life of peace that a hermit earns. Wise will in abundance off a stretch of human suffering. Mother earth cleanses her pores pits and emerges hungry. Her power is unbound, so greet the morning humbly. See how the lines intersect. Respect for God and country ways. Sitting on my hands for what feels 100 days. I make plans, the breeze takes back ease under summer shade. Ran the rap race, under trouble, underpaid. Hand to hand, guns ablaze, man to man, stuck in rage. Goddess of aqua, rest with lambs on the lion's mane and faith. Try a new way, tame the vultures, cultures rise again. Salute fallen soldiers, we acknowledge them in time and space. This beautiful journey, transmitting zones, vibrate.
The genesis and the feeling of finishing. The generous benefiting the penniless. The gentleness of a child like innocent. The beautiful, yeah, the beautiful.
The scrap metal Japan.
Yeah, beautiful.
And at the ghetto.
Trying to get a little head start. That's the beautiful, man. That was me and Charlie P on the production, co-produced by Dan Johns and Charlie P. The lineup was, of course, the Hunch Punch Champ, the Veer on various versions of the hook with us. Then there's me, Anon, and Phoenix on the verses, man. This is a special record, man.
Bird. Cowboy, you gotta unmute yourself.
Yeah, my fault. So, first thing it reminded me of on that record, that was like that Wu-Tang Forever record. You can't party your life away, drink your life away, your life away. I was like, yo. I was like, they went hard on that joint, man. Just like, just trying to find all the positive stuff instead of talking about the things that
right.
Harp on. And that's
yo, Dan, your verse was crazy, man. Yeah. The verse is crazy, yo. You went in your bag, your personal bag on that one, man.
I did. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Anon was like, yo, cause see, I really went in my bag on that, but I really feel like my favorite verse on the record is Anon's because of the circumstances that he's dealing with, and I'll pass the baton on that.
Yeah, I mean, so number one, Dan definitely set up the vulnerability, which gave me the comfort of being that vulnerable. But yes, my oldest is currently incarcerated in Oklahoma. So that is who I reference when I say a Saw will be far from tribute. Rehabilitation still possible, plus a chance to contribute to a society that violently feasts on Black boys' souls. So the beautiful in that, as ironic it is, the beautiful in that is the conversations that he and I are having now, the building that he and I are having now, the setting of the table for when he's back home that he and I are setting up now. And, you know, it's a testament to so many things because my brothers know that this is something I'd wrestled with for a while and I kept to myself. I didn't even say anything to them. And I don't remember, I think they were just asking me a question and then I ended up kind of unfolding and unfurling. And it was like, yo, don't ever sit on all of that without talking to us. This is what we're here for. And so again, like the music has to reflect that. And sometimes it has to reflect those vulnerable moments that I don't even necessarily want to talk about, but being able to process that is now something for me. It's something hopefully for the audience, you know, somebody else is wrestling with a similar reality and they need to know that, you know, you can approach it, that there's a way to look at it differently, that you can even find the beauty in that. Yeah, Dan, I saw your hand.
Yeah, when arranging this joint, I deliberately put me and Anon back to back because it's kind of the same story at different points. You know what I mean? Like I'm referencing my sons real heavy, and they're younger. You know what I mean? My wife's got 2 boyfriends, ages 8 and 3, and then Anon has more adult children or closer to adulthood children, and it's fatherhood. You know what I mean? And it was kind of like, it wasn't intentional, but it was intentionally placed that way because you know, as we created this record, like Punch just went crazy with it, and his flow, and he really talks about so many different things that exemplify the beautiful in the opening verse that and that's why I want you guys to if you get a minute, check out We Beautiful People, the song, because it's the same kind of setup, and it's we're talking about why we're beautiful people, and it's kind of the same kind of deal where we're all approaching it from our perspective of what makes us beautiful people. So this is kind of the beautiful, not just beautiful people, but the beautiful of life. And when I wrote my verse, I kind of was like I said, it's a spiritual successor to a previous song, but it's also where I'm at in my life now. Like Anon mentioned earlier, how, you know, we were saying some foul things in those battles back in the day, and we can still go there, but we also we're men with real responsibilities now. You know what I mean? Like I get busy on the mic and I can make beats, but I got a son. I got 2 sons that I'm raising. You feel what I'm saying? So that's something that I want them to be able to not only hear that dad was dope, but also dad loved us and he showed it in his music too. You know?
Yeah, man. That's a dope thing.
Right. Thank you.
It's the beautiful.
Right. Exactly.
The beautiful. So the next joint is called Magic at a Scraps.
Nadia.
So
what's up, Nadia? Nadia, y'all know Nadia? Hey, Nadia, how you doing?
Yo, that's that's the homegirl, man.
Yo, I believe me and Nadia met through some common friends back in NC. What's the deal?
Yeah, that's a
say word.
That's a stomping ground. That's a stomping ground. She in Cali now, but
yeah, she be moving. I know. Nadia, that's what up.
Yeah, that's the homie, man. She's you know, she helps us out tremendously, man. Shout out to Nadia. Yeah, shout out to my lady, Redhead Susan, for doing the flyer. You know what I mean, she always looking me out, doing things behind the scenes for me as well. Marketing
stuff, you know.
Word up. Got my little man, my newborn in the back with her. You know what I mean,
that's what's up.
Bless. Beautiful.
This your first? This your first?
Nah, it's her first.
Okay.
But I mean, it's a new energy.
I got you.
It's a new energy.
Say no more. Hey, fatherhood is a beautiful energy. Thing. Fatherhood
exactly. It feels like the first, because my kids is older. My son is about to finish college. You know what I mean? He's down Georgia, and my daughter's about to finish high school. So you know what I mean? It's a new energy right now.
Yeah.
And that's why I connected with that song so much. By the way,
yeah, man,
I was, I can relate to that. Just building your relationship with your kids and just in general with your family, not just your kids. Man.
Right.
So, all right, let's get into this magic out of scraps. Let's go.
Right, let's go.
I'm the scrap metal Geppetto, marionette the ghetto, marinate the echo, chamber music special, A-wax with the petrol, all gas, all pedal, menace to society, but really just a rebel. I neither cease nor second, impeccable with my lane change, on the freeway of love, where Ricky slang things, product of the chain swinging, where Ricky was bang bang, and community went back to the same thing. I write verses cause I need to, versus the vultures who can never feed you. They see through, I breathe through the bar, scars of the people. Can't be subpar, my old cause is regal. They see our strengths but not our limitations, which leads to flawed attempts at imitation. We see it all, we are the creators who made magic out of scraps that they gave us. They see our strengths but not our limitations, which leads to flawed attempts at imitation. We see it all, we are the creators who made magic out of scraps that they gave us.
I set my mind to climb by ignoring the fall can hurt you. Born on a huge sphere, but I move in smaller circles. Ironically, my patience was the last of all my virtues that started flourishing. I didn't give it proper nourishment, was prone to jump the gun, which led to hasty decisions. I leave the booth, leak the rough draft, and make no revisions. I had to learn that there's an art to standing firm like Rosa Parks. You gotta fight for your beliefs and thoughts to earn your soldiers' hearts. Every soldier's not a leader, every leader's not a king, every king is not a legend, every legend's not a dream, and dreams can enlighten, frighten, or both. Some artists hope for what they write while others write to give hope, and I'm both.
Mama made a soldier off of bread and water, daddy made a king off of buck and dream. I made a killing for playing with baking soda, but I don't think that's what they mean when they say you can make magic from scratch. Before we made a habit of that, they labeled us spooks, then the real spooks started paying for wars, making addicts and crack. I remember going in my grandma's cupboard cause my stomach rumbled, but there was nothing there except a can of grease, a white strainer, and that butter container she turned into Tupperware. Let me repeat, there was nothing but nothing there. Wasn't just me, it was my brothers and cousins there. I really don't think I can take it no more. Grandma, can we please go to the stove? At a hurry pace down to Murray States to see how long to spend $20 take. Somehow she got changed, didn't see what she paid, but it was okay, we was eating for days. Summer 85, she kept us alive. If under the weather, a check was denied. Something for nothing, they down when we eat, but the colons of pigs help slaves survive.
They see our strengths but not our limitations, which leads to flawed attempts at imitation. We see it all, we are the creators who made magic out of scraps that they gave us. They see our strengths but not our limitations, which leads to flawed attempts at imitation. We see it all, we are the creators who made magic out of scraps that they gave us.
Lead belly bucket blues, ham bone, herringbone, naps, taps, ceremony moves, soul funk fumes, layer top colonial cakeism that's in me. Mali to Mississippi, Chicago inner city, where the pimps learn to pimp from pimp who pimped out of envy. Regardless of those trumped up charges, we gon' get busy. We create music out of pain, beauty out of pain, birth genres that merge every continent, consciousness, astral plane. Maybe cause we the source, human life we contain, wisdom, knowledge, and rhythm of our forefathers' DNA. Our slang grave games been looted, muted, and raped. Branded, damn, discriminated, the game with disdain. Work to play, learn the game, intense and ugly as it is. Everyone wants to be until it's time to be in it. You can't see, envision, or imagine Earth without the melanated man and women. Style and stand, passion, sin. Made a popular drink that still is just sugar, water, and lemon. You know you can't cook the cornbread, so keep your ass about the kitchen. If you ain't lived this, about this business, keep your motherfucking parasitic lips, bitches. You ain't invited to the cookout. You ain't look out at that dick.
If you are African in America, you will be hunted.
God makes me funky.
Nah, you silly, man. I'm about to tell a story that nobody. Yeah, I'm about to tell a story that ain't nobody really heard about this record right here before. First and foremost, Carvo. Everybody, what's up with y'all? What y'all consume a lot of HBO?
No.
No. What kind of what you watch? So y'all didn't check out the series Succession that's on HBO?
Nah.
All right, so cool. So the joint. Two things about the joint. It's got a crazy theme song. The intro music on Succession is crazy, and it's in a certain key. And if nothing else, go YouTube or whatever the Succession intro song, because that was my inspiration for this beat. But the flip side to it, and I've never even said this to Anon or any of the sons, but the series. Anon, did you ever watch any Succession?
Nah.
The series is about very, very, very billionaire-esque a billionaire family and how
I saw an episode or two of that.
Right. And it's they out here doing some grimy stuff, and they treating people they doing people crazy, you know what I mean? Yep. And it's like, I mean, I'll give you $1 million right now if you do this, and then the son is trying to take over the company from the dad, and the other siblings really acting like they don't want any parts of it, but it's real grimy, but it's grimy from a very rich perspective.
Bigots.
So when I made this beat, I was inspired by the intro, but I also wrote the hook, and the hook is about how our people make magic out of scraps. Like, we don't need a lot to make magic. So that's the magic out of scraps. I really didn't think the record was gonna make the album, and I tell Anon that all the time. But I love the production because I remember spending a lot of time with those chords, and it's a different kind of bop than the rest of the album to me. But it's a necessary record, I think, to talk about how we make magic out of scraps. And that order was, of course, Anon, me, Punch, who went crazy on the record. And then Phoenix, who took it home too. You know, magic out of scraps, man.
And shout out to Al Montgomery for putting that R&B singer twang on my vocals. Gave me a little Trey Songz space in there.
Right.
Helping me set up my second career. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give me a shiny shirt and some dress shoes.
That was a tough record. So this is the last song.
The final record.
The final record. The final record is actually the first record. This is the song that set it all off, and it's the only song that I can think of that has all the sons. Every son is on this record.
Wow.
All right,
absolutely no one.
Let's see what it's about. Absolutely no one is Divine Sons, the beautiful. Make sure y'all go check the project out. It's on all streaming platforms. Shout out to Q the Question, SKE Records.
What up, Q?
Music, Kosannot, NOT, Breaking Leg, ENT. Let's go.
It's even a fact if I'm lying. Matter of fact, I ain't lying. My heart is packed with more iron than a clap to starve for dying. I do push-ups on Venus and run laps on Orion. I got the scrap with a giant. I snap his back to for trying. My class is beast and I've been enrolled. I'm ready to eat with my dinner clothes. New Louis Gucci and Kenneth Cole. I've been told I'd be a criminal since 10 years old. So learn to put a bird in a pot since I was pigeonholed. I master war in any category. Y'all niggas the saddest story. You take the test and then get mad at Maury. You can't ignore that you committed. Now you can't abort it. What they knew they wanted, now these dudes ain't even asking for it. I get specific when I kick ballistics. Gun so big you need both wrists to lift it. Trigger need a fist to grip it. My daddy said shoot the shooter first. And now that I'm one with the sons, everything I spit's a universe.
They're still sharp and still, and the weapons we wield. Pure will, sword, shield with precision and skill to kill any contender. Monsters and violent offenders. Shapeshifters, air, water, earth, fire benders. Enter into my realm of light. I'm here to heal while you're here to fight. Little did you know you're in over your head. Even if you could kill me, I'd never be dead. So what about a virus/alien invasion? Son's legendary status, immune from contagion. If a cancer's unsure, necromancers detour. They run away cause my DNA's the answer and cure. I'm ill with the quill, enemies must yield to the energetic force field that's been revealed. No need to conceal as I stand on this hill. I feel absolutely no one for real.
Snakes, rodents, soldiers, shoguns, ninjas, warriors, suits, hold on. I put the call out to see if anybody wanted. When I came outside, I seen absolutely no one.
dysfunction. Nobody really wanted, y'all be falsifying functions. Acting like a leader, but you following my Instagram. Bars stay sharp like the points of a pentagram. Born stars, look around in my circle. You limbo on the levels while we jumping over hurdles. Super friends combined with the mutant Ninja Turtles. Cause my family matters like I'm living next to Urkel. Fantasy fiction is the mission of your diction. When we make music, serving wisdom is the vision. Staying in the kitchen, steady cooking with conviction. Food for your soul, all you gotta do is listen. Focus like a laser, my behavior got you bitching. Call me Johnny Gill when I steal this new edition. Savior of flavor on this epic rendition. Plex long black box with divine intervention.
Carrots, potato salad, Donald Trump on the ballot, crackhead in the palace, Coke 45 in the chalice, Reggie Miller in the blunt, Dick Cheney on the hunt, Dick Graney on the cunt, shit don't nobody want. No war with a sword that's been blessed by the Lord and his Lord. I can't afford to cut umbilical cords, cut ties and bloodlines, bloodbath and sunshine, reflected by an orange moon, killing softly like one time. Your flow was on time if Lauren is the clock, if Prize is the gold, if that kid really rock, y'all smell of Post Malone cologne, cloud chasing gon' roam, downwind of a foul trend that's been long gone. You passive, I'm classic, you trick, I'm magic, rhyming apparatus for Christmas addicts and Appomattox. I'm smoked to an asthmatic, Allen Iverson's practice, and I don't write shit, I craft it, bastards.
Snakes, rodents, soldiers, shoguns, ninjas, warriors, suits. Hold on, I put the call out to see if anybody wanted. When I came outside, I seen absolutely no one. Could ever stop our momentum and can say the bars ain't authentic, I mean.
Born, meandering the mire, live, being the fire. Uncorked verses, hard work, step to disrespectfully. Best checking with your lord first. Cackling your squad, murk the sun's burst. My drunk fist lifts and drives your liver into the frost dirt. Took some scuffs, tugs, but I'm formed firm. Struggle to come up, speaking for I feel the raw burn. Quantrell seen the star rising from the porch. Heard me reaching the highest heights. Lightning strike the left scorched earth, it's your turn. None contest this double-breasted henchman tipping Dos Equis. Hickeys on Becky and Letty. Back to biz, accurate, leaving the messy mess. Hack bodies into 7 bits, stack the flesh. Pick, prep, marks, force fed them to the pigs. Yes, we don't need another henchman. Phoenix handled the list, just sniffing Tristan. Dick in the hand of your nasty bitch. I'm the shit man. Here's a toast with a glass of piss. Take out the big man. Won't be another one after this. Back to the crib, Dan. John sent me that mastered mix.
Absolutely no.
Deeper the pain, the harder the rhyme. I won't settle until my pedestal is harder to climb. I put my heart in each line, every song some blood spills. Rare gems that both squares and thugs feel. Must build and destroy if you wanna add on. That's why I had to murk machete for Dan. John's hand on my weapon, but I'm only mic checking. Understand that I'm destined a blessing with life lessons. You focused on well-known elitists while they got us brainwashed, thinking cell phones complete us. Before Yeezys, it was Shelter Adidas. Vultures preying on our culture, trying to sell more than sneakers.
The mere fact you queer cats are tone setters. The same reason my main legion of chrome wetters. With long cheddar, mixed with lines written. No time slipping when we rhyme spitting. Divine mission since the house days. G.A. Grandma left DJ Tam to outrage. The South stays about that Beretta clapping. Lines balanced with rhyme talent for a better rapping. It'll never happen. That's what my friends say. On your bitch cellar with Chris Kelly, the Benz Gray. Disappointment, your ointment being gay. My metaphors, won't get them to Wednesday. Even the sensei started shoddy blaming. Cheapskate turned beefcake, star body slamming. Y'all probably cramming for your rhyming bread. Why Cujo Goody keep in the lion's bed? No more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely no one. Produced by yours truly. Absolutely no one.
No one.
Man, so Punch set it off. Trice, B, Phantom Magnetic, Plex, Anon, Phoenix, yours truly, and Diligent. That's the whole squad. Shout out to Trice. Trice yes. B, Phantom Magnetic has a more pronounced role in the group. He was on tour, moving around the country performing, and then with COVID, he kind of was out of pocket for a minute. So that's why you know, Trice B is on this record, but he's not represented the way that he normally is on our albums. But I wanted to shout out the brother. But yeah, that's one of my favorites too. Even though it's one of the first songs, that, you know, and I mean, I'm trying to give you the creative process, but for me, a big thing about Divine Sons is the ability to produce and create. Like, I'm not the best beat maker in the world, I'll tell you that, but I'm a good producer. You know what I mean? So I know when I hear something, I know what it needs, and that's how I approach production. Like Encore and Charlie P are far superior producers to me, but beat makers to me, and Charlie's probably a crazier producer, but I'm a great producer as far as like I can hear what a record should be. And when I made this beat, I was like, this is and Plex calls this song Our Triumph. Plex says this is our triumph. So
yeah. It had the Triumph and it had the Wu-Tang and Onyx record.
The Last Days joint. Okay, yeah. And I think what's really dope about it is, so this is a throwback in theory to Chaos Theory, the first album that we did together, right? Nobody wanted is what we said on the very first album, and kind
the very first song that we ever did as Divine Sons,
was Nobody Wanted. And so then coming back, working on the beautiful 6 years, 6 albums later in the culmination, you know, still being able to have that fun with it, because yes, grown men bars, yes, social ills and issues, all of that. But sometimes just need to remind you that when it comes to these bars, absolutely nobody wanted, went outside and saw absolutely no one. Never let it be confused. All of this commentary is one thing, right? All of this love and all of this peace is one thing, right? But on these bars, in this booth, on that pad and that pen,
right?
Nobody.
Yeah, bringing it back to the front. You know what I'm saying? It's verse everybody.
Yeah,
for sure.
Verse everybody.
For sure. Yeah.
And I hope y'all enjoyed the project, man. Everybody that was tuned in, shout out to y'all, man.
Yeah, I love the feedback on the chat, man, that we've been getting. I appreciate y'all, man. You know, got to do this again sometime. I guess we got to drop some more albums so we can come back.
Well, don't start me.
Oh God, a non-solo album, Alchemy, on the way.
Yes.
He's actually got a record that he's got to write his verse for. That yours truly did.
So we're doing a record together, and it's kind of emblematic of our starting point of us being warriors in the field with everyone. Here's the thing. This is what I told him, right? So aside of everything else that I have going on, my ex-wife sends me this gorgeous picture of my daughter. You know, she's starting college. The prom pictures as well as the graduation pictures post-COVID, and then her and my son after the football game. So I was supposed to be getting ready to write these vitriol bars, this really kill 'em mother, and like my heart is just like seriously, like my heart is full. So I've been watching Smack URL all week, trying to get some angst in me.
Listen,
because right now, if I write, it's gonna be like butterflies and happiness, and let's rap about this.
Yo, you know what always works? You gotta let somebody kick you in the shin.
That'll do it.
That would definitely do it. You know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna not pay attention, and I'm gonna stub the toe. Yep, I'm gonna stub.
Yeah, that's it right there. That's it right there.
But I'm gonna tell you the unfortunate part of all of this is that I made the beat, and then we came up with a concept, and I wrote my verse. So through all of this, I'm about to get LL Cool J, because he done had my verse for a minute. So he about to 4, 3, 2, 1 me on this joint, man. He's sitting here taking his time, letting it marinate. So I'm probably about to get destroyed on this record. But
here's the thing, because what we also know is that does not mean that he might not go back and drop a whole nother verse. Like all bets are off. Like I mean, it's. I think, you know, it's interesting to be even ending with this. Like, and Dan and I talk about this. Like, we don't even pretend battle each other anymore. Like, we have Ken and Ryu history in this, right? You know what I mean? Like the Japan anime where the two warriors fight and the whole universe gets blown up. We're not trying to do that. We love hip hop and we love y'all too much. So, you know, it's that history has created a very cool brotherly cordiality, because it's like, yeah, I see your blade, you see my blade. I see your pistol, you see my pistol. I see your shotgun, you see my shotgun. Like it's beautiful. So it's an honor to be able to do this, you know, some 20 plus years later, still being able to do this with growth, with development, making the music, being alive, being strong, and you know, just it's good. It's beautiful.
Man.
Yo, I really enjoyed this, man. This was dope, man. I really like what y'all doing with the platform. I love the interaction with the fans. Yo, Break a Leg Entertainment got a new fan, man. I'm gonna be let me hit this subscribe, make sure I don't, you know, dumb out and not subscribe, because I need to be on here with y'all, you know, rocking with y'all, man.
That's every Friday. Make sure make sure y'all tune in on actually check it out. We selling tickets. We got a show this Tuesday in Jersey City. It's a social distancing show. Y'all want to come out. It's a hip hop / heavy metal rock show. So they're combining, they're bringing the hip hop community into this one, which was cool. Y'all could buy tickets, $30 a piece on Eventbrite. It's called Goat Stock. If you just search Goat Stock on Eventbrite, y'all could get tickets right now. It's $30 a ticket, but it's BYOB and it's a smoke friendly environment. So you won't be spending money on drinks. You'll be saving money on that. So come through to that.
That's what's
and
up.
Then Friday, we got Psycho Les of the Beat Nuts coming through as our guest co-host to do the music reviews with us. Constructive criticism.
That's dope. That's real dope.
Very dope.
That's dope, man. That's real dope.
I'm just listen. Let me just warn y'all. Yo, Psycho Les ain't gonna hold no punches, so don't send no whack shit, dog. Yo,
absolutely.
Yo, for real. Yo, I ain't even joking, yo. I ain't even joking, son. It ain't like, yo, my man Flush, he's a good dude, yo. He tries to keep it cordial. But Psycho Les ain't gonna hold no punches. If y'all send some whack shit, y'all gonna know, yo.
Hey, that's how it's supposed to be, though, man. You know, that's how you sharpen your blade, though. That's what's up, man. I really, really enjoyed this, man. This was really dope.
Well, shout out to y'all, man, for coming to the platform, man.
You share talents with us, man. I say that all the time to everybody, but I mean it, because creation is making something out of nothing.
Right.
Shame is a choice. You know what I
mean?
That's
real. That's real.
We're all driven to create. So we could, I might have a closet full of like paintings. I might have a closet full of just molded clay. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I could be a mechanic. I could be all kinds of stuff. But once I feel comfortable enough to share that talent with other people, it's a blessing, man.
All right. Well, since we started with a Jake Palumbo beat, we gonna end it with that. I mean, make sure y'all follow Divine Sons Music on Instagram. Make sure you go to the Bandcamp. Everything is on there. There's social media, all that. Divine Sons Music. Make sure y'all check them out and go stream the project. If y'all love it, you know what I mean? I seen y'all dropping the emojis. Appreciate the love in the room. Y'all already know what it is. See y'all on Friday, 9 p.m. Constructive criticism. Come through. The chat room be popping. Let's go.
Salute.
So we gonna end it with this Jake Palumbo. Everybody that tuned in, man, you appreciate that. One more time, shout out to Divine Sons coming through. Carvo Music, Coton, NOT, Break a Leg, ENT. Constructive criticism every Friday, 9 p.m. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, get the alerts when we go live. We out of here.